Soon, soon, soon. Testing. 1, 2.
I can hear you.
Excellent. Okay, you're right there. Would you say something again, please?
Hello, hello, testing.
Excellent. All right.
You using different software?
Um, I am using a different software for those that want to share video, but
Hmm.
I use OBS for multiple different things during the week. So the levels change every week. I've got to reset where we are. And I keep, because of the recent issues with certain other softwares, I've had to keep changing what I use for meetings and stuff. And of course, everything is comes through at a different level. So yeah, fun. So let's see.
So who's the new guy?
We've got, well, I haven't actually talked to him yet. A fellow named Kevin is supposed to be joining us today, although I haven't actually talked to him yet today. So we'll see. Um, he had his character, I think, mostly done, or a lot of it done, but there were a couple of questions I had about it. I tried to, yeah, he's actually on roll 20 right now, but he didn't respond when I messaged him, so apparently he's logged in, but not really there. So we'll see.
Has he rolled up his character entirely?
Uh, that's what I was looking at. Actually, I'm going to pull it up again right now and look. Mostly, I think.
Hmm.
And I was trying to look at it before game earlier, and that's why I needed to talk to him about it because it's kind of odd the way he's got a number of skills with numbers in them, but his special ability doesn't have a number in it. So I don't know if he was just playing with skills or, still thinking about how he was going to spread his points out, or if he was having an issue or unsure how to do something with the skills.
You probably
I
need to
don't
count
know.
up the amount of skills he's used and see if he's done it properly.
Yeah, I started to add him up, but I realized if he doesn't have any points in special ability, then there's no way he could be ready to use them, you know, obviously,
Yeah.
unless he's doing something odd. Oh, actually, and as I say all that, um, it looks like he added a special ability research. So I'm not sure what he's using. Not sure where he's building his mission or what he's using. I just caught that as we were talking. He added a special ability research and put points there. So I guess he's using a role from not the core book. We'll have to talk to him about that too.
Did nobody help him with rolling up a character? I mean, you said he was new to tabletops.
Well, this guy I think has had this fella's had experience. There were 3 or 4 people that asked to join, and I sent invites to and info. Um, let me see. I don't know if only one actually. I'm going to pull up the game over here or the list. It looks like 2 of them joined the game on roll 20, but only one of them, Kevin, the guy we're talking about now, um, had seemed to actually talk to in any way. I've talked to him a little bit, a couple of messages back and forth on roll 20, and he said hi a couple of times over in Discord, but I don't know what time zone he's in. I guess I keep missing him. But this fellow, I believe, does have experience with 2020. I believe it's the other fellow that joined that said he had no experience with tabletops. So
I mean, I
I
was
don't
kind of
know.
interested in being like not the least experienced in the party.
Well, it's nice to have somebody new too. It's a different perspective on a lot of how the game's going and how everything's running and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know there. I do need to see. I haven't seen. Let's see. It looks like Impulse has not joined yet. No, no. Well, I guess Stringer. Sorry, Stringer is in the Roll20. Let's see. Is Impulse still streaming? No, Impulse is hosting this game now, so that's a good sign. So let's go ahead and take that, and we'll take that down. I'll take the count down to 2077 down for the moment, and let's see. Put that up. I'll throw that up
But yeah, like
once.
I've only been playing tabletops for a little under a year.
Oh, okay.
I'm very very new to it as well.
Pretty new. Yeah. Oh,
But I
so you
got
do.
hooked. That was the thing. I got very badly hooked. To the point that currently I am doing 4 tabletop sessions a week.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Don't get burned out.
I'm not getting burned out at all. I'm enjoying it. Um,
Good. Good.
I'm I'm doing
Cool.
Cyberpunk obviously with yous. I'm doing D&D with some of my friends. My friend is running a Vampire Masquerade one shot, which I'm a part of. Then on Monday it's Pathfinder. So yeah, I might get burned out. I don't know.
Hey, Stringer, welcome in.
Hello.
I'm going to train you up a bit. See how that works. How are you doing today?
Not too bad.
Train you up a little more. Excellent. We'll see if we get everybody else in here in a moment. Oh, there's our new person. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, how are you?
Hello. Very good.
Awesome.
Just talking about you. Nothing too bad.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I have 5 daughters, so I'm used to it, so don't sweat it.
I gotcha. I understand. I've got all girls as well. Um,
Okay.
so let's see. We got
Speaking of which, my eldest daughter has come home for the Easter weekend.
oh wow.
So that's...
If you didn't have a house full enough, huh?
Yep.
Uh, so let's see. Impulse. I did talk to him just a minute ago. He's actually streaming a game up until a little while ago. So I assume he should be on here anytime on something. I think he was going to try to join the video stream actually. But, and I will check. I don't think he's on here yet. Da-da-da. Nope, not yet anyway. Okay. So, we'll see how that goes. Let me ask him real quick. Okay, there's that. Actually, so who else? Vex is not here. Have anybody heard from Vex?
No, haven't.
So, or Marcellus, either one. I don't think I've seen anything from either one. So I'm sending them a message on Discord. We'll see how that goes. Um, So Kevin, are you have your character all built?
Yeah. The only thing I don't have built is I sent you a message. I can't get into the life path generator. It's coming up saying the email and login is not recognized.
Hmm. Okay. Let me see if I can check that real quick. And one way or another, we will get you a life path so that you can continue. And I didn't catch this. What the role that you used? Where's that from?
That is from when gravity falls, as well as the Pacific Rim source book.
Okay. I did not, not. I don't think it's any issue. I did not catch that you were going to use a role outside of the core book.
Okay.
I understand you asked me about the PI. I just didn't. I guess I didn't catch that that was from. You know.
I mean, I can easily change that concept up and just go with I could just go with a solo background, and the skills really wouldn't change much if I wanted to, because I mean it's the character concept I've got has got a military background, so
Okay.
you
What
just whatever you prefer for me to do.
it's cool. What is the can you give me the what do you call it? The 100 word the Twitter breakdown, you might say, of the difference.
Sure. So it's research, and it's almost redundant with library research in a way. So it's ability that the character can use to it's a special ability to be able to go out and research and gather intel and data, on cases, on suspects and
Hmm.
whatnot, and to be able to get to basically to be able to get the information that no one else can get to. Right. So it's just a plus, it's just a plus to a bonus to do anything like that. In fact, I can pull up the exact wording of it. Hold on 1 second.
All right. And I am trying to find. Oh, and you mentioned the age. I apologize. Actually, I should ask, what time zone are you in? What part of the world are you in the
I'm in East.
States?
Yeah, I'm in the States. I'm in Eastern.
Oh, okay. I just like I kept missing you. I kept trying to get one place or another to so we could discuss it more, and we just kept missing each other. So I thought maybe you were on the other side of the globe.
Okay.
Hey, that might actually mean, and actually for the moment it is, uh, we we from the U.S. now outnumber those from outside the U.S. Of course, when the other two players come in, that won't be true. Well, it might be even. I don't know. I'm not worried about it right now.
I
It's
think
just
it's
funny.
different.
Be even. Okay. That's yeah. All right. So
And I am taking it right now, and I am pasting it in chat
okay.
for research. There you go.
Which chat?
And it looks like reloaded players. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No problem. It's all good. Okay, that works. Just so I know which screen to look at. Um,
What is that accent? Is that like? It sounds kind of Oklahoman.
No, far from it. So deep south. So North Carolina.
Hmm.
So,
yes, the term deep south to someone outside the states that probably wouldn't obviously make this have the same definition.
Well,
You know
I
what I
always
mean?
thought that Deep South was the area that was the Louisiana Purchase.
That would be the southern United States, but it's not the same thing.
that's correct. Yep.
Yeah,
As
it's
opposed to just south
you
of
know,
Mason Dixie.
I define it as anything below the Bible Belt.
but that part's always changing.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
That is very true.
When you have,
Mind you, I've always assumed that below the Bible Belt there's no genitalia.
hmm, okay, well, I will say it is up to you. From the looks of this, that's going to end up making it as much or more a role play related. You know what I mean? More than a mechanics. I mean, we'll still have obviously there'll still be roles, but you potentially lose well, obviously you would lose the benefits of it being a solo type where you get the extra combat sense or other things. But I guess I could look at it kind of as like an offshoot of a cop, sort of,
Kind of.
sort of.
Yep.
Kind of, sort of, but
kind
different.
of. Yeah. I mean, I've always felt that the cop's authority is just that special ability leaves something to be desired. So
No, I got you.
um,
Yeah.
depending on the situation. But yeah, I mean, I could play him as a cop, or like I said, I mean, it's. I mean, I'm totally fine with switching him over to solo. I mean, really,
Uh,
I'm, I mean, if you're okay with the rest of the skill selection, I'll just make that one change.
well, I think I'm fine with it. If, that's the way
Okay,
you want
yeah,
to play
I'll
it.
do that.
I'm cool with. I try very hard to roll with it, and you know, I want the players to be having fun too. So if that's your,
Gotcha.
that's your idea for the build, then I'd rather try to go with it if we can.
Right.
Um, I don't think there's
Okay,
anything
so
about that part that should cause any unbalance issues. So the other
okay,
thing would be to, okay. I had missed when I said it didn't look like you could finish the skills. I was referring to, I did not catch right away that you'd added the researcher to the special
okay,
ability list. I was just looking down the regular special abilities and didn't see anything.
okay.
Um,
All right.
so um,
So I
I
switched him up. I just moved it to combat sense. So
oh well, that man, that's it. Like I said, it's up to you if that's where you
no,
want to
no,
go.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Okay, that's cool.
That
Okay,
works.
so since we're already on the stream and we're already moving, I'm not going to try to add everything up, but just to confirm with you of how you did it, and we'll go with that. You got 40 points in career skills, and then what is your reflexes and intelligence? So 18 points in other than career skills, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
very good. Cool. Okay.
And he's got some chips. So that's
And you
it.
got some chips. Um,
Yep.
would you mark, just for, if nothing else for me, chip skills over in the IP field? Would you type chip or something like that so that so it's obvious for looking at when I look at your sheet that that's what that is for
Sure,
me?
I can do that.
Okay. So that's that part. And if you'll, when you roll a chip skill, if you'll mention that it is a chipped skill. Okay. There's
I will
that.
certainly do that.
I appreciate that. And I don't know what is going on, why you don't. I set you up. Oh, I know. Let me. Da, 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 da. I am going to do one more. Oh, okay. I see you messaged me. Yeah, I apologize. I missed your message on not getting into the PunkGenerator thing. I was been trying to get ready for the stream.
No worries.
Okay, guys. Apologize. Give me one more moment to see if we can get a life pass set up for new guy, and then we should be able to get started, even if we still don't hear from our other people. Actually, shoot, Vasily's not here either, is he? No.
Hmm?
Or are you? Yeah, you are. I'm sorry. Pardon me. I've got too many screens with too much shit going on. Sorry, man. Yes, you are. Very good.
You're
You're
literally
here.
just talking to me.
Yeah, I know you were. I know I was. Oh man. Okay, let's not start off that way. It's not going to be that kind of day. Anyway, sorry, dude. Sorry. All right. So, the only ones aren't here? Normal play. Are we still missing Impulse, or did he join
No,
while I
I'm here.
wasn't looking? You are here now.
I joined
Yay.
a while ago.
Okay.
So we're only
Just
missing
been-
Marcel by what things.
Marcellus and Vex.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
Well, that's weird. Okay, I'm going to try to add. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the whatever was going on with Kevin's access to the life path generator. I don't know why it didn't apparently add you. I just went back in to look and it didn't. You're not there. So I'm going to add you real quick again and see if you can get in to get that done. And I'll be sending you a new password here in a second. What is the first initial of your last name? I'm sending you a password, but I'm still adding you. Sorry, go ahead. H.
H.
All right, very good. I'm thinking maybe it didn't add you because I didn't have anything in that field, but we'll see. See if it works this time. Da, 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 da. Too many things at the same time. Yes. Okay. You are actually in there now. You should be. So if you'll try that again when you can, see if it'll let you in now. Um, you can check that out. And
I am in.
you are in. Excellent. So yeah, that's probably what happened when I tried to add you. I didn't put anything in the last name field, and that probably errored, and I just didn't see it, or it just didn't tell me there was an error and didn't add you. That happens. Um,
Okay.
okay, so you're in. You can go to that other link I sent you, or it's in the menu system too. Um, you can in the options, you can pretty much leave everything. Um, well, like I said in the message, if there's something that absolutely doesn't fit your idea for the character, it's cool. Change it,
Right.
whatever, re-roll it. Every time you reload the
Okay.
page, it will generate a whole new life path and everything. Um, the only thing, if you still want to be older, that's cool. You may need to roll that separately and then just um, or change. No, you should be able to change the age on the options page. Actually, you should be able.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to do that. I'm sorry, some of those features aren't completely working properly, so we'll see how that goes for you because that is
Okay.
still being written. Still working with it. Okay, guys, let's see. So while you're finishing that up, of course, you have any questions, just yell out. But think, I think otherwise we're gonna go ahead and get started. So for the moment, I'm gonna close that window and that one. Oh, or whenever in here, if somebody has a chance, would you check YouTube for me and see if the stream is working this time? I'd appreciate that whenever somebody gets a chance.
It was
Um,
when I came on.
okay, well, if it was working, it probably is working. Um,
Yeah, it's still working.
Yep, it's working.
okay. I'm going to have to figure that out during the week. I'm having to use a streaming feature that is going to be going away in YouTube. Their legacy streaming. So we'll see how that goes. The software I use to stream out to different services, Facebook and Twitch and so on, for some reason didn't want to work with the newer one at the time. So we'll see how that works. See how it goes. Figure that out.
What's legacy streaming?
Well, there's a classic. I should say I think they call it classic. And I think that's what I'm using now. But when I reset it up, it was just before the stream, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes before the stream started. I dug into it and it looked like it was working again, so I just didn't touch it further. And so maybe I need to correct myself. I'm not sure if it's using the classic streaming system or not, but if it's working, I'm not playing with it right now. Let's just put
You
it that
could,
way.
if it does stop working, you could try. I mean, I haven't tried it, but Streamlabs OBS lets you multi-stream.
Yeah, I've heard
Okay.
from people that's better than
Well,
the other one, but
the problem I'd have with using the local streaming, multi-streaming, is my internet connection is insufficient to do it. Using
okay.
using Restream service, I'm only streaming out from me once, and then their server is going out to all the others. Yeah, I can barely do one stream. If I was trying to stream out to multiple places, it wouldn't work. Wouldn't be pretty. So at this point, if it does look like I'm the only one using video. Did you, Impulse, did you try the video, or are you just not going to use it?
I tried. It said the meeting hasn't started yet.
Okay. That's weird. I'm in it. Okay.
Try again.
Yeah, would you try again
Yeah,
for me one
meeting
time?
has not yet started.
What is
oh,
up
what's
with
it with chip skills?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you click the white box that says chip beside your skill, it then comes up with chip in red.
Okay, well there you go. Try doing that, Kevin.
What now? I'm sorry, I missed that.
On the character sheet, if you click the box to the left of your skill where it says chip skill.
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
already done
it comes
that.
up
Oh,
in
you
red.
did that.
Chip.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Da-da-da-da. Okay. I'm going to try something else for a video then, since that doesn't seem to want to work. And give me a moment. And we'll try it here in just a moment. And then we'll just move on if it doesn't want to work. Well, no. Okay. Camera, we're going to use OBS.
How high a level?
We're going to use... Oh, go ahead.
How high a level can you get a chip skill at?
Normally out of the books, 3. Anything more than that
Yeah.
is a special custom build or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Yeah. Oh, what's it? So, Kevin, does that mean you dropped the special ability that gives you bonuses to streetwise, library search, etc.?
Indeed, I did.
Yeah. Damn, because
Okay.
I've got a 3 foot high stack of paperwork that needs to be sorted out.
It's not that kind of research. Well, no, actually it might be. Actually, it might have been. But, you know. That might... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that might actually have been perfect.
And
Okay.
there's the huge
there you are.
data dump that we got as well.
You could just get Vasily to suplex for paper. That would get the answers out of it.
To do what?
Just get Vasily to suplex the paper.
Wonderful GM. Can you turn your mic off in the video meeting thing? It's like the first thing that I looked at doing, and then yeah, you.
There you go. How's that?
Yeah, that's cool. I can now
Okay.
only hear you once.
That's good. Okay. Let's see if I can get you set up on here now.
Could Vasily roll an interrogate on the paper?
On the paper? I don't think it works that way. Well, no. Okay. Let me say that again. Yeah, sure. You could roll it.
What if it's sentient paper?
If it's sentient paper, we're in the wrong game.
I mean, you never know.
No, I'm not sure how that would work. But if you can come up with a plausible description of how it would work, we might go with it.
Need to investigate the paper first. Find out if it's some sort of like AI tablet type paperwork.
That's it. Okay, for some reason, I'm going to have to add the video again because that's not working. Almost.
I'm just taking this opportunity to have some food because I haven't eaten all day because I've been streaming since 10. So.
What are you streaming?
Today, Half-Life 2.
Oh.
I've been doing all of the Half-Life games one after the other, and so I've done Black Mesa, Opposing Force, and Blue Shift.
That's quite an odd thing to do, given the fact that Half-Life 2 is like 16 years old. I doubt it's attracts much of an audience anymore.
You would be surprised. So when I streamed World of Warcraft, I just didn't get anyone joining the stream.
Which is kind of surprising because it's a Memorpica, and Memorpicas tend to have really good lifespans.
Yeah, but I had no one joining the stream, and the reason why I think it is because, you know, it's quite a saturated game. There's a lot of people streaming it, and a lot of people streaming it with hundreds of thousands of viewers.
Yeah.
To my surprise, when I was playing Opposing Force, I got like loads of, well, not loads, but relatively, in relative terms, loads of people tuned in, and that's Opposing Force. That came out 21 years ago. So you would be surprised.
The thing is, like, why don't these people that are watching it just play it themselves? Because like you can get the game dirt cheap on Steam now, and you can run it with a toaster. So like, what's stopping them from playing it themselves?
Nothing. I'm just very
Uh,
entertaining and great.
He
I
is.
was
He is. I've been
I
there.
was playing I was playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines on a college laptop. I somehow managed to get it running. It
Oh,
actually runs pretty smoothly.
I
It doesn't
remember
take much.
I did that with Star Wars: The Old Republic when I had a really crappy laptop, and I had to trick my laptop into using the RAM as graphics memory.
Mm.
And it crashed after about an hour and a half because it would just stop. It would just decide, nope, I don't want.
That's actually quite a good like long time to be playing it.
I
Like
know.
running off of RAM.
Yeah, it was great. And then I got a new laptop that could work.
Mine's is literally just using like Intel integrated graphics, and
Mm.
it's okay, I guess.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So, how did the background work for you? Did it work okay?
Worked out great. Yeah, I've got it all plugged in now, so it worked out great.
Okay, cool.
I like it. It's a pretty slick tool.
Thank you. Excellent. And I don't know if I'm working on, hopefully soon. I was hoping by this weekend, but I don't think it's going to be up this weekend. I'm actually working on an add-on for that or whatever. It will let you pick your skills, all the skills from the core book anyway. They'll let you pick your skills and then drop them onto a character sheet, which then you can download in a PDF.
Okay.
And eventually, the life path and stuff will also be dropped onto a character sheet that you can print out. Right now, I'm working with the same character sheet you can get for free at the shop.punkgenerator.com. Quick plug. Um, but you can get that character sheet for free over there if you need a pen and paper sheet. But the idea is going to be that you can not only you'll be able to save multiple characters on the site, and as the characters change, you can go in and update their skills and stuff, and then save a new PDF with everything filled in. So it should be cool. It's just a lot of coding.
It
A
sounds like it.
lot of coding. All right. We still have.
Do I need to join? I'm sorry. Do I need to join Vectera as well? Is that what I'm reading here?
If you would like to share video, then yes.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm leaving my mic off on Vectera, so if you're okay to stay in the voice chat, you'll be able to hear me on Discord. And once you join Vectera, I'll be able to add you onto the stream. And actually, you're not on the overlay, so we'll probably just drop you in one of the boxes that's not you for now. And we'll get you on the overlay next time.
Good.
And ding, 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 and there you are. But of course, now I've got to redo, which is okay, obviously, but I've got to change this. Nope. Come on, buttons. We'll do that, and we'll do that real quick. And we'll do that, and we'll make you a little bigger.
My box has gone weird.
There you go. Okay, well, your box is fixed. Let's see. I think you're going to be, as far as the overlay is concerned, we'll see here in a moment. And of course, whoever I put you on is probably the one that's going to show up next, but we'll see.
Okay.
What is...
Yeah,
Of course, I don't have that. Gabriel's your character name, right, man?
Gabriel, correct.
Okay, very good. We'll get you dropped in here real quick. Nothing like being prepared But it's not like this is a professional stream. I would really like it to be a professional stream at some point. Someday I'll get paid to do this stuff, but we'll see. But not yet. Okay, not today. Not today, not yet. So we'll just
there we
we'll just do that, and we'll put you over the top of the names there, and it'll be a little quick and dirty, but it gets the job done. You're on the overlay.
A plan.
And next time we'll all going well. Next time I'll get you actually your own box and put your name and stuff on it. And actually, somewhere in here, if you have a social media, a website, or whatever that you want on the overlay, drop that to me and we can throw it over in
Okay.
Discord or whatever, and it'll be on the overlay next time. Okay. Um. All right. Does this mean we're actually ready to go? Ready to start?
Could be.
Could be. Man. Okay. So my quick comment, Gabriel, our new character, Gabriel. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. But I have to say the averages in Roll20 are holding. If I invite 4 people to the game, 1 or 2 are join, and 1 might build a character. It's the averages have been for a year now. That average has been holding. That's the way it's been going.
uncanny.
It's weird, but yes, I have to invite at least about 4 people. If I invite 4 people to the game, 1 or 2 people will join the game, and of those, 1 might build a character. So, and sometimes, and I say that, I should correct myself. Sometimes 2 will build a character, but then never hear from one of them again. I've got like, I don't know, a handful of characters that I've just put aside in the journals that are characters that people have built and then ghosted. Never heard from them again. Left the Discord.
Well,
So, whatever. I use them for NPCs.
it's easy. Right. It's easy to kind of blow it off, right? When it's virtual, it's a whole lot easier to do it that way versus if you got
Right.
face to face game group.
If you've actually met somebody face to face and talked to them, there's a lot more investment there than doing this virtually. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So since we have not done this part and we've got a new person, and we mentioned it earlier where you're from, but if we could just for the stream for posterity, so to speak, I'm going to go around the overlay. If everybody would do a quick who you are and what your character is for me, for the viewers at home, so to speak, and all that stuff. If everybody's up for that. And of course, if you have something you want to plug as we go around, we'll do that too. And then we'll actually get started playing. Okay. Stringer, you want to go first?
Yeah.
I
I'm
know
Stringer.
nothing like putting you on the spot, right?
Yep. I'm Stringer. I'm from England. I'm the media, so if it bleeds, it leads. Yeah, basically, I never go anywhere without a camera, and the instant something happens, I start filming it. Also, if I can set things up beforehand so that I can find some suitable graffiti to appear in the film, then I will do. And yeah. And if I'm going to plug something now, it's got to be Onan News. Made by wankers, watched by wankers.
Okay. Excellent.
And if anyone recognizes it, I'm taking the piss out of OAN News.
Nothing like positivity on the stream, but that's where this is Cyberpunk, so
Yep.
it's got to be edgy. All right, thank you. Impulse, your turn, dude.
It's me. Yeah, I'm Impulse, and I'm also from England. And yeah, I play Mistress Mirage, who is really good at hiding and running away. Now I can also I can also fight and stuff, but yeah, I'm playing the class called the Prowler, which basically makes me ridiculously difficult to find when I want to hide. And yeah, I guess if I was oh yeah, my character's also from Europe, which is a very different world to America in Cyberpunk 2020. So sometimes that comes up. In terms of if I was going to plug anything, I mean, at the moment it would probably be my Twitch, because I've started streaming there. Oh crap! It will be on the overlay next week, I think. But yeah, I've been streaming a lot there. Twitch.tv/Impulse101TV.
Apologies,
That's
it's not
me.
on there. I just saw that.
That's
It's not on
still
there. Okay.
it's still
Go
my
ahead.
it's still my blog. I also have a blog, which is on screen. But yeah, that's me. So over to the next person.
Okay.
Whoever the next person is.
Who is the next person? Who's next? Vex is not here. So, Kevin, your turn, dude.
Okay, sure. So Gabriel Sloan, I am playing the ex ex Army, ex Detective of Max Tac PI, who's kind of still got one foot back in the military, and then the other foot back out on the streets. Gabriel has a very direct approach, which gets him in a lot of trouble, and he is constantly getting the hell beat out of him. You know, he just hasn't figured out yet that he's not quite what he used to be. So he's coming to terms with that. But got a tough family history. Most of his family doesn't like him, and really he doesn't care for most of his family as well. But they're all in the periphery. Whether he's got a sister that's a solo, another one that's a media, and he has a history, according to his background in the life path, of failed relationships that have brought up all kinds of chaos in his life, and they're haunting him right now. So he's a walking train wreck.
Alrighty then. And thank you. Did you have any social media or any of that stuff you want to mention?
Nothing to plug right now.
All right. Maybe next time. All right. Sewer Rat.
My character is a solo by the name of Vasily Kimotsky. He is the party tank, and his background is sort of that he was raised in a family that was working with a corporation, which he then kind of inherited that sort of line of work. So he's working for that corporation independently as a contractor. His main sort of goal overall with working with the party is primarily to achieve his goal working for the corporation that he works for. However, his personal sort of life goals is get more jacked because that's just what he likes. If he was to plug anything, he'd probably tell you to go to Pavlovich Tech for all your techie needs.
Right. Absolutely. Got to keep the corp that sponsored you in mind in the back of your head at
Yes,
least, right?
they helped me get jacked.
And I apologize if I missed it. Did you? I want to point out. Well, actually, we'll in just a minute. We're going to have the new person's going to be coming in and meeting, and we'll see everybody, and we'll do character descriptions as far as that goes, a little more, maybe more in depth, so to speak, here in just a moment. Because at least a couple of people have some significant uh, superficial or visual, not superficial per se, but super significant visual features. In Stringer, it might just be your suit, but you still have something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm missing something, correct me if I'm wrong. When we left last, I'm gonna Gabriel will come in here in just a moment. But when we left the group last, you guys were all at the Hope. You were at the booth. You were discussing what your next step was going to be in the whole events of attempting to take over by Robert Roberts trying to take over Charter Hill South, which actually Gabriel, did you check out any of the previous streams or anything? Have you seen the map
I
of?
have not,
You have not.
not as
Okay.
of yet.
All right. Let me flip over real quick. I'm going to drop the map on the screen for a minute or two here anyway. If I can get to the right screen. There it is. Maybe? Well, unless apparently something's... Well, I'm going to try to drop the map over here. Oh, okay, I see why. So yeah, the map on the screen is going to reset because apparently I wasn't joined as a player over there. So that's going to come back up here in a moment. Sorry. Anyway, Charter Hill South, as you'll see in a minute, Charter Hill South is the area south of the classic Night City map from the core books and stuff. We're going to bring it up here. We go. There it is. Okay, so you got, for the most part, the classic map of Night City up there. And then the area, the newer, obviously the difference in the map. We changed from the classic one, we changed the highway just a little bit here that goes across there. And then they got this big area south. We've got the what used to be the border wall between the low moderate zone of Charter Hill South and the pre-fire combat zone with one gate between them. But just recently in the news, you will have seen that the city council has decided Charter Hill South has just been too high crime and too gang ridden and too many problems. And so this has now been declared a free fire, this whole area, a free fire combat zone area as well, everything south of the highway. And also in the news, Arasaka was given the contract because the violence has been so bad. Arasaka was given a contract to try and secure this line south of the highway from the rest of the city. Militech has been given a contract to try and secure the whole of the Charter Hill South, all this area down below. All these red outlined areas are areas that a company called Robert Roberts Properties have fenced off and taken over and started doing construction on. One more thing Night City Council has done. They have given Robert Roberts the contract to take over, demolish, control all of this area so that they can build a new mega mall, office buildings, and associated stuff. Office buildings, residential, mall, basically a giant mall building with mall, then offices, then residential as the building goes up, and all the other stuff that goes with it. And so, yeah, I should ask, does Gabriel have a place to live at this point? Did you purchase a domicile?
I did not. I did not.
Okay. So, and have you been in, has Gabriel, go ahead.
Just really quickly,
Yep. If I missed something,
the
yeah.
stream output is quite quiet apparently.
Really?
And I checked it as well, and yeah, like
Oh,
it's
crap.
audible. It's
Okay.
audible, but
It's just low?
Yeah, it's lower than like how I'm hearing it, for example.
Okay, well, I'll
So-
turn everything up and we'll see how that
It
goes.
doesn't need like too much turning up, but it just
Oh,
needs a
okay.
little bit.
Okay, well, when you get a chance, if you'll check it again, I cranked up the stuff a little bit and we'll see how that works.
Sure.
I appreciate that. Oh, and oh, yep, I see that in the chat. Thank you for letting us know about that. Let me know how that sounds now. Okay, Rabbit, let me know if that helped. If that sounds better, or if we need to crank it up a little more. All right. So they've got the contract for the construction. Oh, the other question I had: has Gabriel been in Night City? Is this just where you've been, or are you just coming into Night City? How do you?
He's been in Night City for about, I'm thinking maybe about 3 or 4 years. So
For a while.
It's not but it's not where he's from. He's actually from the East Coast. So
Okay. All right. Then we will say, then you do have a condo in Tokutomi Square here. And this building, to try and get this set up real quick for you. Okay, I'm flipping the map here again real quick. One moment. I need to go through and clean up these maps and get them in order. That is what the building really looks like, and it's actually really a little bit taller than that. Another story. It's a 5-story building. You actually do have a condo in there. Um, you actually own the condo. You pay homeowners association fees, and we can detail some. Unless it becomes important in this session, we can detail a little more of this a little bit later. Um, it can be multiple rooms. It could be a one-room efficiency type thing. Your association fees are based on how many rooms it is, and we can pick what floor you're on and all that stuff. Like I said, a little bit later, unless it becomes important. Um, the couple notable things about the building: the top floor has been a secured. Nobody really, residents really don't know anything about what's going on top floor. It's a penthouse. The whole floor is. There's also sub basement floors with a parking garage and all that. Part of the parking garage which is sealed off, only accessible as far as anybody knows anyway by the penthouse. Um, and just to make this easy so we don't have to go into all of it right now, you have been so busy on another job that you haven't been at home really in the last week or two. Either haven't been there or just been in and out and doing stuff in the city proper. So you've heard the news, but you really haven't been involved in the excitement of late, if that works. Okay.
That works.
This evening, however, we're going to do this real quick. This evening, you did get a tip, which without going through your background and figuring out, because we haven't given names to all your background people and stuff yet, but at least I haven't. You got a tip that there might be something of interest to you going on at the Forlorn Hope this evening. And you might want to go check it out. Up to you, of course. It wouldn't be the first time that the party split and we had 4 different groups wandering around. But that's okay. I can handle it. But anyway, you did get a call from one of your contacts that there might be something going on. You probably want to go check it out. We'll see. Or you can see what you think about that.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, he would totally do that. I mean,
You would do that?
especially
Okay.
he's coming off. He's coming off a bad breakup, so he could use a drink.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. So, and maybe that's it. We can story that out as much as we want. But yeah, if he's just getting maybe that's it. You've been spending all your time with your recent romantic involvement. So you got that coming in. Let me see. You got that. If I'm missing something. Okay. Just looking at the chat stuff. Okay, so you'll be coming over in a moment for the entering there. Part of the tip, by the way, is that Adam Smasher is supposed to be at Forlorn Hope tonight, is the word on the street, and you never know what that means. Could mean nothing, could mean something exciting. Everybody's there. I apologize, by the way, if I'm slightly over-caffeinated. I haven't had any caffeine in a few days, and I had some extra caffeine with added boost. So, yeah, I might be a little hyper. Anyway.
Yeah. We have a brand of coffee in the UK called Rocket Fuel. It's coffee, but it has added guarana.
Well, this stuff is from Starbucks Plus. It's got added caffeine, and then I put a MCT oil and B vitamin and stuff, powdered creamer stuff in it. So, yeah, it gets you going. It'll get you going.
I'll tell you what really goes. I'll go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's Australian pea berry. That's the coffee with the highest caffeine content.
Yeah, that's right, Rabbit. Cyberpunk coffee.
That's
right.
That Starbucks Plus, if you add a little bit of bourbon to it, man, is perfect in the morning.
Just, I like it. I like it.
Once got snowed in at Shannon Airport in Ireland, and they were doing free drinks in the bar there for those of us that were snowed in, and the heating was a bit dodgy, so it never got really warm. So quite a few of us were knocking back Irish coffees all night. Then when they got the the runway plowed and it was safe the next morning, and we got to head off. Some of us were falling down drunk, but because of the amount of caffeine that was mixed in with the alcohol, none of us could get to sleep. But I think the thing is, now when you get the stuff about drunks on airplanes and road rage, this was Aer Lingus, and they didn't give a shit about how drunk we were when we got on the plane.
Yeah, I don't know if that would fly, so to speak. Now they probably wouldn't let you board now.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, everybody was there. You guys are having your discussion. So yeah, everybody's there. I'm sorry. I'm making sure that I'm not missing something because I feel like I'm forgetting something. I have no idea what it was, so we'll just play it unless somebody points it out to me. All right. So, Great Gabriel, you're going to be coming in the doors here in just a moment. The other guys, you guys are all over here. Oh, I know what I need. Because Adam Smasher did walk in the door, as I recall. He had a couple shoulder mount things that the proprietors of the establishment requested he not walk around the building with. And so he did leave those. I need to find, if it's going to let me here. Let's see what I can pick up really fast. Yeah, there's nothing really good, so I guess we'll just see if it lets me use this, maybe. Oh, no, it's not going to let me use that. Ah, but that'll work. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That'll represent Am Smasher up here in the left. This table, by the way, just to restate for everybody, this is a table set up for arm wrestling. Arm wrestling has the elbow spots, whatever the proper terms are for anybody that's into arm wrestling would know. But anyway, that's where he is. That's what's going on there. Gabriel, you are walking in. Can you see the map okay on Roll20?
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, just double checking. Okay. So you'll be coming in. This is the entryway. You will see, which you're given your character's history and stuff, you are very likely already familiar with the Forlorn Hope. I'm going to bring this over here so I can actually look at the camera while I'm looking at this screen. Booths on each side. Dividers that are 7-8 foot tall, so gives some privacy to each booth, is what these lines are in between. Tables with chairs, bar, and stage. When you come in, the Slaughtered Lambs, I believe is the house band, are playing their unique reggae R&B mix hybrid is playing right now. You come in, you see they're moderately full. This is Saturday evening, is that correct where we are? I think it was Saturday
I
evening.
don't know what the day was.
I want to say it was Friday. The big street festival thing was Friday night, and the break-in and so on. It was Friday night. So, and this is the next evening. So Saturday night, somewhat of a crowd going, food's flowing. There are some deals going. Some groups that look like groups that are. It's like 2-3 solos, a tech and a net runner and a fixer are sitting around a table, and it's like they're quintessential stereotypical. They're getting ready to go do a job. When you come in, there's a couple of those, and then there's just some tables that have just one person sitting there. There are, as you walk in and start to look around, which you can just you'll be able to. Well, you're just going to start doing the role play part of this here in just a second. You will notice there's a couple of very disheveled. Actually, there's one very disheveled looking guy sitting over here at the bar. And some of the chairs are just being picked up over here as somebody's being dragged out, being dragged out a back door as you walk in. And as you open the door, just a couple seconds as you were opening the door, you may have heard a couple of 2-3 shots get fired.
Inside.
Inside. inside. And you will, okay,
Gotcha.
and I don't know
Okay.
if you're familiar with the lore of the Forlorn Hope. Fist fights are normal. It's a vets solo bar and club. That's what it is. Weekend nights we'll see a bunch of other people, and it's also a place where, in general, fixers might meet a potential crew or a crew to brief and do their debrief and do whatever, go out on things, and all that. And oh, guns are nobody's going to stop you. Well, most nights, nobody's going to stop you from carrying whatever more or less reasonable armament you want to carry. But firing guns and actual injuries to maim, injure, kill, injure not big deal, but injure or excuse me, to maim or kill are very, very frowned upon inside. Fist fights happen, people get excited, stuff happens, you break up, you have a drink later, no big deal. Um, it gets broken up, whatever. But yeah, actually using firearms or actually trying to, break arms or whatever, that you shouldn't do in the club normally, in the Forlorn Hope normally. Um, so yeah, you walk in, you're seeing all this stuff, and we're gonna come back around here in just a moment to you then. I've given that description. And I'm gonna try to, and here in a moment, I'm gonna try to stop talking and let everybody else talk for a moment. Um, okay. I will mention one actually. Last week, you guys continued the conversation, I think some after I left. Um, is there any of that was part of the in-game stuff that you guys need to bring me back up on in the speed, 2 speed, whatever on? What was going on with that?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay. Um, so you guys are having your conversation though, but you guys were all still sitting there. You were just still having your conversation, right? That is where we left it. Nobody left or anything,
Oh, one
right?
thing we did do was we discussed a radio protocol for if we're doing a job and we get separated. The two things like on the radio protocol were if we get separated and we spot movement or see a shadow or something, and we're gonna, ask, is that whoever? When we do it, we use our own name. So if I think it might be Marcellus round the corner, I will, quietly say, Marcellus, is that you round the corner? No, sorry, I'll say Stringer, is that you round the corner?
Mhm.
I'll use my own name. Because that way, if it isn't, and someone on the other side decides to, chance it and say, yeah, it's me, Stringer, then we'll instantly know that it's not one of our guys. And the other thing is over the radio, if someone's gone quiet and they then come back online, we'll ask them, is everything okay? And if it is, they'll say no. Because if someone's got a gun to their head, the person with the gun is going to be telling them to say everything's cool, I'm fine.
So this is like a what is it? Star Trek by the book kind of responses. By the book,
Yeah,
the ship will be ready in, yeah, that kind of stuff.
yeah. So if we say, is it okay? You say, no, it's shitty down here, or something like that. That way we know it is okay.
Okay. Okay. So you guys have discussed, and you were discussing plans, and Ice Pick is there. Okay. So as you're walking in, there's these people, various people wandering around. There is a dude that will get up as you walk in, Gabriel. Somebody gets up from this booth back here. Vex says that he has to use the facilities, and we'll see. We'll be back in a few, and he wanders off somewhere. Okay, and he's going to be
All right.
somewhere. Yeah, off. So for those at the table, that's what the nomad did. And Gabriel will notice a guy that is obviously a motorcycle riding nomad gets up, very stereotypical, gets up, walks over that way. Let's see. Okay. So guys at the table, um, if you are interested, you can roll an awareness notice. Door opens. Awareness notice for how much detail you actually pick up. But door opens and a guy walks in.
Yeah, I can't see
And
anything because I'm.
That's
in
right.
The...
You are not. You don't have line of sight. So,
I'm in the
Vasily, you have
corner.
line of sight.
Yeah, I'll roll.
'Kay.
Since I'm on edge.
Okay. Gabriel, would you do a description of yourself, clothes, whatever you think is a good physical description of somebody would
Yeah.
catch as you're walking in?
So long, beaten up trench coat. It's obviously armored inside, with a white shirt, brown slacks, tie, loose fitting on him. Constantly, always has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. So he's got a half smoked cigarette hanging out one corner of his mouth. Short, unkempt hair, about 4-day growth, and actually looks like he's got a couple of stitches. Looks like he's been beat up a little bit around his eyes and his lips. So a couple of light bruises and whatnot. But this guy definitely looks a little bit worse for wear and very rumpled.
Do you have-
It's Jim Rock,
Don't know who that is.
the Rockford Files, James Garner.
Oh, yes.
There you go. You got it.
There you go.
got it.
There you go. See,
There
now
you go.
there's only I barely remember that, and there's probably only you and Kevin are the other ones. Don't take it personally. That remember that show.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a
he-
good
he-
show. My dad used to
Yeah.
watch it, and I got to sit in sometimes.
Yeah. But he was often getting the crap kicked out of him.
Exactly. So yeah, he definitely. I mean, he's
Was it
walking
a-
with a very very steady pace. Though I mean, the guy looks like he can handle himself. Well, he looks like he can handle himself, but he doesn't look like it right now. So, but
Looks like
you
he
know,
may
you
not
could,
have recently.
exactly.
The
Eyes
first
are
thing that jumped
constantly
in-
darkened up.
The first thing that jumped to my head was Max Payne.
There you go.
And
But-
let's see. Did you play it? He's actually okay for the out of character side. How old did he end up being?
He wound up being 30. He wound up being
Right out 30?
So,
Okay.
Yeah, right on 30.
So, yeah, he fits in with the vets, with the vets in the room more than the transient, not homeless, but transient, but the customers, the clientele that are here because it's a weekend night and it's a good place to meet up. He fits in more with the regular vets that are in the room, or would. Okay, so obvious weaponry. Do you have anything that's obvious, like as the coat, or would you be keeping him more hidden?
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, you can tell when the coat opens up that he's got a Colt on his shoulder holster, but that's really all that you can see.
Okay. A AMT 2K? Okay, cool. All righty. So that's you walking in. Very good. And since you are walking over here, now, let's see, because of the things that will become obvious in a moment, I'm going to say, as you're walking past the table of the other PCs, the first person, even though she is sitting in the back corner of the table, the first person you're going to notice is going to be Mistress Mirage. So would you describe yourself for our new player?
Yeah.
And why I say that?
Yeah, so there's a very obvious reason. So in terms of like clothing, she doesn't look like armed or armored. Is wearing some leisure wear stuff, which is like this like trendy sports stuff. She looks quite like she looks like quite toned, like definitely someone who is physically active. But the real reason, like the main reason why the GM said that you'll notice her first is that she's ridiculously attractive, like a 12 out of 10.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks maybe a little bit out of place in here, but you know, that's how I roll.
All right.
So,
The
so you,
okay.
I was just going to say, so Gabriel definitely takes note of that. So
Yes. And if I put it in chat, I don't know if you noticed, if you'll do an AN awareness notice for me also as you're doing this. The one other comment, of course, you're sitting down at a table and all that. Would he notice any particular weaponry or anything like that on Mirage?
Nope.
I don't think you'd see it. That's what I thought. Okay,
Nah,
just
she
double
doesn't
checking
look
that.
armed or armored.
Okay. The close second, and actually as a solo, you would have seen this guy first. Probably as a solo, you would have seen him first, but your eyes dart over to Mirage so quickly that we had to do, that description first. Vasily, I would say you are probably the next most obvious person at the
probably.
table.
I
And like I
would say
said,
so.
you would have been spotted first probably, but I just wanted to do because I'm looking at the overlay. I thought, and actually I guess Stringer should have been first as far as that goes. But oh well, this is
Well,
this is what we're doing.
Oh,
Just quickly,
there's a
on
What?
that when you roll, Gabriel, don't put make sure
Oh.
there's a 0 in that modifier box.
Yeah, a
Okay.
0
Otherwise
or
it-
negative number. If you're doing a positive modifier, you don't put the plus sign in, just the number.
No. Yeah.
okay, just
And
that makes
that will
There you
okay.
Well, we should just work with the numbers from the previous roll.
Yes, I think we're going to do that because this is just mostly
So-
role playing getting started. So I'm
23.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll use the 23. Okay, from the last roll, not the fumble. All right. So I'll give you the results of that. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and finish the descriptions, and then I'll give you the results of the roll. So Vasily, you were starting to say. Go ahead and do your description.
So Vasily is a man of obvious Russian heritage. He has a typical sort of Russian features, a sort of furrowed brow, quite stoic. Obviously quite pale skin as well due to his Russian heritage. The first thing you would likely notice about him is that he is an absolute behemoth of a man that looks like you could eat a table and pass it fine because he's gigantic. He's 6'8" with a body type of 16. So absolutely gigantic, and that would easily be the first thing you notice about him. In terms of how he dresses like a standard sort of, almost kind of like a biker with sort of
Yeah.
black dark jeans, a leather jacket with lapel pins and such put in it, and very heavy boots that have probably seen quite a bit of stomping in their time.
All right. So yes, Vasily is a monster of a person at 16 body.
Lovely guy, though.
Oh yeah. You got to get past the 16 body though to catch that part.
Yeah.
Okay, and so there are two other people at the table. We're gonna do Stringer. There's an NPC and then one other player that's here. Stringer, what you looking like?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I am sorry, Stringer. If I could facilitate one more thing, obvious weapons, and if there are any, besides the guns, we won't count the arms. Anyway, no,
I
you know what I mean.
only have one gun on my person, and that is a handgun that's concealed under my jacket.
Oh, okay. So that's not visible. Okay, that's what I just wanted to confirm. So yes, we'll try again. Stringer, go for it.
Yeah.
Physical description.
Fairly good looking, well groomed, impeccably dressed in a European designer suit. Fairly expensive looking watch. As for weapons, there's a quite obvious bulge under the jacket. That's it as far as the weapons are concerned. Also, if you want to go to recorded players and scroll up a bit, you will see a pink cocktail with a umbrella in it. That's what I'm drinking.
Okay.
That's also something quite noticeable in the Hope.
See if I can. Yeah, that's kind of unusual for the Hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see
If I see it.
Let's see if I can do something with that real quick while we're doing
And
other
I can
stuff.
copy it over because I've got the picture still in my folder.
Give me a moment here. Let's see if this works. There it is. Yeah. There you go. That is Stringer's drink of choice right there on the stream, if you guys are watching on the stream anyway. So,
Yeah.
that's his
I only
drink.
drink it in the Hope, but
Just because he wants to stand out. It is a veteran Southam vet solo bar where, again, where sometimes groups will come to meet up for jobs and to get jobs. And I didn't mention, again, if you're not familiar with some of the lore of the Hope, on an upper floor, which this is an old hotel building, by the way. This is a real old hotel building that's been converted. The whole bar area is what used to be the lobby, and the next floor or two, at least the next floor, is those rooms on that next floor have been actually converted to. There's like a gunsmith that operates out of the building. There's a fixer that operates, Kronos is his name, that works out of this building. And there's a few other rooms up there that have been converted to businesses, sort of, you know.
yeah.
So there's that. There's a med tech up there too. There's a Ripper Doc up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy, we didn't name him in the game where I went to first for getting my gun work done before remembering Coil.
Mhm.
Would he be the guy upstairs in the Hope or someone else?
I would have to double check the names. I'm going to try to, wherever I can. I'm using the NPCs from the Forlorn Hope book in the game.
Yeah.
So I'd have to look up the
Because-
name. I don't think it was the same person.
Yeah, you never gave me a name at the time. It was just someone I
okay.
went to.
Well,
It
in
was a
that
gun
case,
store.
absolutely. In that case, it could be the same guy.
Yep.
I'll have to look up if it becomes important here in a bit. I'll look him up, but it's whoever the gunsmith that has the shop in the Forlorn Hope. That's who we're talking about. The one other, Gabriel, as you're passing or whichever, are you heading to a table or the bar? Let me ask that real quick.
I'm heading to the bar.
You're heading to the bar? Okay. The one other
Yep.
person at this particular table, and if you want descriptions, a quick rundown of anybody that's at the other tables, all the tables are full right at the moment. If you want any of that, we can do that. But in general, it's just edge runners. Some of them are groups of vets, of solos, etc. In general. If it's
Gotcha.
important, if you want, I can get into more detail. The one other person
right.
at this, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say right now he's just kind of heading to the bar to get him a drink and then find out, see if he can find out more about what's going on. So he's
Okay.
kind of making a beeline that way, taking things in though, obviously.
Right. The last person, this guy at the table, is actually either probably very, very likely a tech or a net runner. It would be your guess. A smaller build, a bit jittery. Actually, you might think, I'm going to say, actually, I don't think I've said this before, but it just came to mind. The character Mouse from the Matrix movies might come to mind. Okay. A smaller build, a bit jittery, a bit, moving around a lot. But the look of a tech or net runner, he's got interface plugs. He's got cables coming out back of his head, that kind of stuff. So it's pretty obvious he's one of those. Maybe leaning more toward net runner, if you had to guess, in a quick look. He actually, I don't remember. Oh shit, what was it? He has a Spitfire, a Royal Enfield Spitfire, on a shoulder holster, which that gun does not match the rest of his persona at all.
Okay.
That would be what happens when somebody goes online, does a bunch of research, and has friends or siblings in this case that is a solo, and he says, okay, what's the best handgun I can get that I can handle?
Right.
And so that's what he got, you know. So, which really is probably really too big for him, but that's what he has. And you can continue. So that's what you see at the table as you are going by. Oh, your awareness notice roll. Your awareness notice was a 23 total, I believe. The reason that you picked up and got more detail or would be paying more attention to people at this table, you have seen everybody at this table at the building, at the condo building.
Okay.
You haven't met them before, but they are all residents of the condo building.
Interesting. Okay.
You're certain you've seen them around the lobby, you've seen them going up and down stairs or whatever often enough. And let's see, Vasily, you rolled your awareness earlier, and that is enough. At this point, as Gabriel's walking by, would everybody else also roll an awareness notice for me? We'll get those rolls in here real quick, and then you can continue on. But yeah, so and just to make sure I was clear, you would have heard the news on the Robert Roberts stuff, that just in the last week or two, that actually it's just been the last couple of days. Last couple of days was that declaration that the whole area is now Free Fire Combat Zone. Contract was openly given to Robert Roberts for development, which means like any day, Robert Roberts could come in and demolish the building you live in, and you wouldn't have a place to live. And I should mention too, it isn't like perfect, beautiful or anything, but it is a decent place to live. It is a relatively safe place to live in what was a lower end moderate zone. Power's you almost always working. Water is almost always working. You know, the walls aren't crumbling down or any of that kind of stuff that you might find in that area normally. The building's fairly well maintained. There's no security guard on duty.
There.
Sorry, what was that?
Something went wrong there.
As far as
my roll, I can't roll 4.
You can't roll a 4, so it looks like you got an extra. Yeah, you got a apostrophe or something in the modifier box. It looks like, and it freaked out the die roller. There you go.
Possibly.
Okay. So it's a decent place to live. Wasn't easy to get. You ended up you kind of had to use some contacts and call in a favor or something like that to get a condo in the place. There's no security guard on duty, but it doesn't seem to have a lot of problem with people getting into the building that aren't supposed to be in there. One of those kind of slight mystery things that you've never actually taken the time to investigate. Okay. So there's that. Okay. So in other words, you really probably as a character, you do not want to lose your place to live, but it's about to get lost probably. Let's see. So we got that. You are heading to the bar. Everybody else, awareness notices. Mirage, not high enough. Stringer, high enough. Vasily had already rolled. I'm not looking on the right screen. Where is it? There it is, 17. So you are 15 was the target. So Mirage does not catch it, everybody else does. There's a guy walking by, the physical description that Vasily got earlier, if anybody needs it again at this point. But there's a guy walking by who everybody but Mirage would recognize as probably almost definitely being a tenant in your condo building. You know, again, like I said, you've seen him around the building, you've seen him in the lobby, you've seen him in the stairs or whatever. He's probably very likely a tenant in the building. So, you haven't seen him in the last couple of days, but, you know, over the course of the last several weeks or months, whatever, you have seen him. Years, depending on how long each character has been in the building. So, you got that. You're heading to the bar. Adam's Pasture's in the corner. I can just pick up with some action, or do you guys have a conversation you want to have? Anybody?
No, I think we pretty much finished the in-game conversation that we were having.
Oh, you pretty much finished that. Did you come up with a course of action then? I thought you hadn't settled on something.
Well, my idea was that I have a contact with at Infocomp, and if we were to pass on to her the information that we have about Robert Roberts has got Militech as an investor and Arisaka as an investor, and they've done it without telling each corporation that the other is also on board. Considering how much they hate each other, we should be able to cause some tension between them. And
That's me. Go ahead.
yeah,
Sure.
if I arrange with her so that the day that she gives them the information is the day I put out the news piece that I'm working on. Where I'll use the paperwork and the data as some stuff that's been brought to me by an anonymous source, rather than something that I nicked personally. I'll put that out in public maybe an hour after she lets the corporations know. I'd like her to let Militech know first, because out of the two, if we're gonna have to temporarily ally with one of the corps involved, I think I'd rather us we ally with Militech than Arisaka. That's because Arisaka have a worse reputation.
I'm sure it
Stop
has
because-
nothing to do with the fact that the giant Borg in the room doesn't like Arisaka.
Ah,
Nothing. That's a separate deal, right? That's okay.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It-
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the giant Borg in the room likes Arasaka and doesn't like Militech.
Oh, is it the other way? Oh
Yeah.
shit! You're absolutely right. That's
Morgan
right.
Blackhand was
Yeah,
Militech.
Morgan Blackhand is Militech. I had it backwards. Thank you for correcting me, and don't hesitate to correct me on shit like that. And unless I tell you it's just different in this game. But no, you're absolutely right. I had that backwards. Okay, so and everybody's agreeing with him as far as that's your general plan, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Silly. Okay, just make sure everybody's
And-
on board.
But the media piece that I will put together will also involve it'll also reference back to my first piece about the killing of the fixers
Right. Right.
by Hong Kong
Okay.
triads. And it'll also bring in the fact that Robert Roberts have as investors the Hong Kong Film Company, which is run by the same triads that were
Right.
involved, and basically
that.
an expose more of
Okay.
you know,
This should be this will
once
be
you
interesting.
reveal that one of the investors is the same Hong Kong triad that killed the fixers who were opposing this. It's a case of, well,
Things are about to get exciting.
Who was it who called them in to
Mhm.
carry out the assassination? Robert Roberts. And
Yep.
the other stuff I've dug up where I've got other news stories and things that have happened that are connected with it. Bring them all in as all in one piece. Do something short, maybe 15, 20 minutes for the network, and something longer to go on my own website or the YouTube equivalent in Cyberpunk.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, you can put it on the web, and you might need a netrunner to help you with that part in this case because we don't have a just anybody can use YouTube kind of thing, according to the core book. Anyway.
Yeah.
But real quick, Gabriel, do you have you have enhanced hearing, right? Do you have sound editing or anything like that? I'm trying to. I don't recall. I'd have without pulling up your sheet.
I had planned on putting it on there, but didn't have enough time to get in there before we got on.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't think it's on there, but that was definitely the plan because that just fits in the
You got a good enough As long as you have option space and money for it and all that stuff.
I do. Yeah, I've still got like about $3,000.
Amplified hearing. Okay, you got amplified. Yeah, if you've got amplified, you want sound editing too. Yeah, they kind of work together. Okay, so you wanted that. That was planned. You're gonna throw that in since you're. I'll call that. I'll call that fine for now. So because of that, and your what was your previous awareness? What was your awareness roll? Was a 23, right? So with that, you will hear as you're walking by. You're going to hear this part of the pieces of this conversation that they are basically they're talking about putting some serious information, apparently, some very incriminating information out, and implicating Robert Roberts and stuff like that. You'll just hear bits and pieces of it because it's not a quiet room, and there are dividers set up. So the way these dividers are set up, until you just for a reference point, until you're like in here, maybe here, you can't hardly hear everything in the booth in a given booth is really muffled. But as you walk by the booth itself, you can with your cyberware, you can make out pieces of what they're saying, even over the crowd and stuff. Okay, so you catch that stuff. Does that affect anything? Are you still heading toward the bar?
I am going to go to the bar and get a bourbon, and then I'm going to make my way casually back over there. That's my plan. Once I hear that, so
okay. Regular well bourbon is 5, and oh shit, what was the guy's name? Anybody? I can go look. It's not too critical right now. Does anybody remember the regular bartender? Ringo, I think it was. I think.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was Ringo.
Now
Anyway,
you mentioned it.
right. I believe it was Ringo. Bartender comes, and again, you're going to be familiar with this place, so you probably have seen him around before, whether he remembers you per se. But Ringo brings you the drink, takes the 5 unless you leave any tip or not. And
I'll tip him. So I'll tip him 5 on top of it.
So you're dropping 10.
Yeah.
He will give you that appreciative nod. And do you normally have a beer or anything else with your harder stuff, or just alcohol?
I generally it's just a bourbon.
Okay. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. So you get the bourbon. He gives you the appreciative nod as he's continuing to help other customers that are at the bar, and you're good to head back to the table. Guys at the table, you are having your conversation. It sounds like you've pretty much come to this agreement that just to do that quick words recap and make sure I caught enough of it. You're going to release you're going to actually give the information to give or try to sell the information to InfoComp. I should clarify that real quick.
I'll pass it on to my friend.
Okay, you're just going to pass it on to her.
I'll ask her to assess it, and if this is considered by InfoComp to be valuable, then I'll trust her to pay a fair rate for it.
Okay,
but
so
it's more important to us to stir up trouble between Arisaka and Militech,
right?
Which is why when you sell the information to Militech, a percentage of what you get for that I would consider to be fair. But when you sell that information, I'd like you to sell it to Militech first.
Right. Okay.
Then a little while later to Arisaka, and when they've both got the information, you give me a call and I'll put my news piece out.
And are you guys? See, you've got the net runner right here, so you could get a secure net connection to her and send that stuff right now if you guys are ready for it, and that's what you want to do.
Yep, that's if everyone's okay with it.
So that's what's being discussed. That's what's going to happen unless somebody speaks up now and says no. And those that aren't here will just have to deal with the decision. Because they're not here.
I think it's good.
I'm sorry if I missed it. Vasily, you're good with that?
Yeah, to me it sounds like a reasonable one.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure everybody's had a chance. Since Stringer said it that way, confirmed that it was confirming with everybody. I want to make sure as ref that before the implications of that start taking effect, that everybody really caught it and heard it, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, very good. So almost immediately as you say that stuff, you got everybody decides. The ice pick will kind of a couple of times as he's confirming with you, Stringer, you're going to be making contact with your contact and working with ice pick,
Yeah.
who's going to be in the net side to get a secure connection with your contact and start sending her the data. Okay. And with those requests that you're requesting that if they're going to sell it to somebody, they try to sell it to Militech first, and then they can sell it to Arasaka or whatever from there. And the response that you will get right away in that request is she will do her best to that's what happens since you're requesting it, and since you are giving them the information without getting payment up front and so on, she will do what she can. She may not be the person to make that decision. It depends on what the contents of the stuff you send them is. But that she'll try to, do what you're asking there, or whatever. Okay.
Yep.
So that's starting to happen. That stuff, as Gabriel, as you're coming, so you will have gone to the bar, you got your drink, you're going to be coming back. As you're coming back, you will notice, okay, yes, he probably is a net runner. He has a deck sitting on the table, and he's like, his head kind of goes back a little bit, and his eyes glaze over, and then he comes out and he talks for a couple seconds, and then he goes back out again. Okay.
So I'm trying to head over there casually and catch somebody's eye. So I mean, I don't want to just roll up and say, "Hey, what's going on?" So if I can catch somebody's eye and get them to acknowledge me, and just
Right.
with a nod, then I'll walk over. That's kind of Gabriel's goal here. He's not just going to barge in.
Okay. So, Vasily, you will notice that that guy that you notice that you think that you're pretty certain and lives at the condo building too. He seems to be kind of hanging around the edge of the table, and he does have that. It was just said he has that look of wanting to maybe get in on your conversation, but not wanting to interrupt and just bust in on your conversation. Uh, looking to, looking for somebody to wave him over, but doesn't want to invade your privacy. That kind of a thing is what it. If I understood all that right. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Okay. So there you go. Vasily, you do notice that, and you guys are good to go.
Well, as a response to that, I find it quite likely that Vasily would stand up and try and talk to this man and ask, why are you eavesdropping on the conversation? Is there something you want to say that's going to add to this? That kind of thing.
That's you're doing. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and move you. For reference, if that's what you want to do. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. You are good to just move your token. I'm doing it now
Okay.
just because we're talking about it, But you're good to go ahead and do that. If you want to move around the bar, unless I say something happens to stop you, go for it. So yeah, Gabriel, body 16, mountain of a dude, gets up from the table, in like, you're just kind of hanging out at the edge of the corner here, where you can start to hear, but sometimes not, and trying to get somebody's attention without like going, "Hey, look at me," and the mountain man gets up and kind of just right up in your face almost, but not in a menacing way. And there you go. You
It's a
guys have
friendly
the
bit.
conversation. Well, like I said, see this. I mentioned it last session. He is so big. Until you get to know him, he's big enough that even though he's just getting up and coming over to talk to you, in almost like your old friends, could be his inside voice is he's coming up to you like he's an old friend. The visual is this big guy's freaking coming. I need to back up.
Right.
A big Russian, no less.
Right.
So there you go.
So
Go ahead.
so yeah, so kind of look, you head to toe, because Gabriel calls everybody Bubba. So how's it going, Bubba?
Fits.
I think I've seen you around at the condo. You're over there too, right?
Yes, I am, but that does not qualify you to listen into our private conversations.
I'm not trying to listen in at all. I was just wanted to make my way over and introduce myself. So we haven't actually talked. And it looked like you guys were having a very intense conversation. Didn't want to bother you. So I was just kind of sitting back, waiting to see if there was an opportunity to come over and chat. That's all. Didn't mean anything by it. No harm. Definitely do not want to cross your house.
In a bar like this, people tend to have very important conversations that should not be overheard. So I would be careful with that sort of attitude.
Point taken. Point taken. So how are you doing? A lot of shit going on right now, right?
The overall situation is intense and mysterious. We are not sure how circumstances will unfold.
Really? So we're on the same page about this situation, right?
I believe so, but that is not for me to say.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I've got a specific set of skills. And right now I do happen to be looking for work. We're in the same area and whatnot. If there's anything I can do to help, by all means, let me know. I think we've all got a vested interest in trying to make this thing work out.
Again, that is not for me to judge. You can talk to my associates if you believe that.
Does that mean I'm welcome to sit over there and talk to them? Again,
If they say it is okay, I see no problem with it.
well, why don't I stand right here so I don't cross you and you go find out for me? If you don't mind, good sir.
You could just ask yourself. I have no problem with it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're okay. So Gabriel just kind of I'm going to sidestep and make my way to the booth. At the same time, never taking my eyes totally off of him because he scares me a little bit.
You're good to move your token as you wish, for the most part. I know the spacing in the slots on the board aren't perfect, but I know you're not standing on the table or whatever.
So just walk up and say, "You got a minute?"
So yeah, everybody at the table. Vasily, just for the quick reference, in case anybody didn't catch it, Vasily got up, had some words with this guy, and then he walked over and to the table. So your conversation is yours.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't mean to intrude, but I was just talking to your partner over here, and I think we're over all at the same building. We haven't had a chance to talk yet. Want to introduce myself? Stick my hand out. It's Gabriel. Gabriel Sloan. Nice to meet you. Gabriel's hand out, waiting to see if anybody takes it.
Yeah, I'll pause for a few seconds and I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm just a bit dubious of someone who's using their actual name or something that sounds like their actual name.
Well, I've got my old call sign, but I try to leave that whole piece of my life behind me. Besides, I'm a PI. Kind of my stock and trade is on my name. It's who I am. I don't really stress over it too much. Everybody worries about that shit too much, man, in my opinion. Take you, for instance. I could probably find out what your real name was, right? If I wanted to.
Probably.
Doug long enough, spent enough time. But hey, tell me who you are. I go by that name and it is what it is. So I just, again, in this day and age, especially with technology where it's at, look at how far we've come. I just, handles, yeah, I've got one, but I just don't use it. But if it would make you feel more comfortable, by all means, I'll refer to myself as Sharon from now on. Unless you send me packing.
A silence falls over the table.
I was gonna say after String, I reach out, shake his hand, say, "I'm Mistress Mirage. Pleasure to meet you."
And
to meet you as well.
The Netrunner, by the way, is kind of still kind of sitting back. His head's kind of leaned back a little bit, eyes glazed over. Whatever.
Yeah.
Doing his Netrunner thing. So he's not really responsive at the moment.
Gotcha. So anyway, gents and ladies, I didn't mean to intrude. The only reason I wanted to stop and come over is I had seen you around. We had introduced ourselves. There's a lot of shit going on right now, as I'm sure you're well aware. And I just thought it's always good to get to know the same people that are right in the thick of it with you, right? I mean, you can never have too many allies. So, but you don't know me for Adam. So, hey, I'm just letting you know, it's nice to meet you. I'm here. I'm going to be around. And right now I'm looking for work. If there's something out there, if there's a way that I might be able to help you with whatever endeavor you've got going right now, I would definitely be open to having that conversation. And I can tell you that I've got plenty of references. So plenty of people you can talk to. Been in the city for about 3 years.
You guys have any other comments or anything? What do you think? You gonna let him in?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't. You don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And just in case it's not obvious, I do not force players to work together.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay. It develops how it develops, and if you don't, you don't. We work it out.
Yeah.
We still all play. We just work it out.
Yeah. It'll have to be on a sort of a probationary measure.
expect it any other way. And again, I mean, maybe it doesn't make sense, guys. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. But yeah.
I tell you what, hey, let me put this out there to you. I'm dry. I need another bourbon. I'm gonna go get me another drink. If you guys want to talk to me some more, by all means, feel free to bring me back over. If not, no harm, no foul. We've introduced ourselves. We know each other. We'll see each other around. You know what? Whether we work together or not, maybe we'll grab a drink sometime. How's that sound?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, fair enough. Thanks for your time, guys. And then Gabriel backs up, starts to head to the bar, just nods at Vasily and says, Bubba, and then makes his way on to the bar.
As you, I'll mention the results of some of those rolls I was making. As you get back up and start making your way, which you can move your token as you want for doing that. But as you get back up, start to do that. Over here, there's some fairly loud crackling and electrical shorting type noises. And if you glance over, there's some smoke coming up from a guy. There's a guy sitting here with two others solo types sitting next to him and across the table, and a guy sitting in the corner over here, who the back of his head starts smoking. And
do either of the solos look familiar? Have I seen them before? Do I know who they are?
Doing awareness.
Okay.
Ooh. Camera.
Let's see here.
Recording, huh? Okay. And yeah,
Yep.
you guys should. Yeah, you all have pretty much. I'm gonna say you all have line of sight of that table. So,
Yeah.
the
It
initial
may turn into something more, but if a guy's going to start crackling, smoking, and his head will explode, well,
the initial crackle pop noises are loud enough that it's pretty much heard throughout the bar. Most of the people in the bar don't pay it much attention, but a couple people start turning to look. You got your camera started. Do you recognize the solos involved? No, you do not.
Okay.
I haven't rolled. I haven't.
You are rolling though. The two solos that are sitting with him, after just a few seconds, they see him starting to smoke, and as he starts to smoke, he kind of a couple of convulsions, and his head just face plants onto the table. And yes, he's obviously a net runner. He has cables coming out of his arms, both arms, and two sets of cables plugged into a slightly oversized cyber deck. He kind of head plants and face plants. The two solos kind of start. The one gets up, the other one gets up. They manhandle him and start heading to the door. They're dragging him out. And as that's happening,
Do remember to pick up the cyber deck.
I will roll that in a moment.
Because if they don't,
yeah,
there might be something valuable on it.
okay. I will roll for that in here in just a second. Two of the security, the same security that's been handling other issues in the bar that you guys have already seen, start heading to the table. They don't interfere. They don't get involved, but they kind of take up a position over here someplace, something like that. As they let the solos grab the guy and drag him out. They don't interfere, but they make sure nothing else happens. Yeah, guy gets dragged out, and let's see. Does the deck get left? They were solos. They were just hired to watch this guy while he was running in the bar, doing a run. Oops. No, they don't miss anything. They pick up the deck. One of the wires in the initial surge, one of the wires had popped off, disconnected completely. They grab that. They take the drink cups and stuff that were on the table, drinks, whatever dishware of that sort, anything that was on the table. They take all of that. As they're getting up and handing out, one of the solos hands probably some money, but hands something to one of the security guards. The security guard nods, and they leave. They don't leave. They don't leave anything. In fact, that one guy, the guy that was picking all the stuff up, even goes so far as to pull out a little spray bottle, and sprays down the table and the seats and the stuff right there, wipes them off real quick as they all head out. He rolled a natural.
Is this obvious
Yes.
to everybody? Okay.
Pretty much anybody's there is going to see this stuff. There was the noise that was loud enough to be heard over the music initially. Anybody that glanced over right away would have seen the magic smoke escaping from the back of his head. And if you continue to watch, you'll see the one solo grab the guy and start dragging him out, and the other one basically he cleans the booth. Any chance of fingerprints of anything get cleaned up, and materials, the deck, the stuff, and they all head out the door. Unless somebody wants to do something about it or try to stop it or interfere, which you do have an opportunity if you want.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say Gabriel can't help himself, so he's going to follow them at a good distance. But what the heck? This is curious.
Okay. Well, this guy's getting dragged, and of course, there's two more solos along with him. They're heading toward the door. The two security personnel, they kind of took up more like maybe here, there, and there-ish. They're standing there. The second one, like I said, the second solo was cleaning everything up. Handed some, depending on how close you get, you'll see definitely hands some eddies over to the security guy, and they're heading out as you're making your way over there. Stringer, you just said you're videoing. You indicated you weren't going to do anything else, right?
No. As they've rushed him out, this will just get saved. It'll probably get turned into a GIF or something that flashes epic fail.
Okay.
Something like
so,
that.
Vasily and Mirage. Stringer's attention is focused on the dude over there. Stringer and Mirage, or excuse me, Stringer. Stringer's you're videoing and stuff. Your attention's focused. Vasily and Mirage, would you do a quick awareness notice for me?
Okay.
Sure. Nope. Okay.
Mirage is like, just, I don't know, sipping on your drink. Because these guys started doing, once you guys made your decision, the Netrunner started doing his thing, and they were working together to make their contact. You're just going, I'm bored.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Right. Vasily, you will notice, however, the Netrunner, at about the same time the dude in the booth, the same time you heard that pop, that crackle from over there, Ice Pick kind of did a quick jerk, and but he's not falling over, he's not smoking any of that
Obviously
stuff.
something happened there.
But yeah, it's obvious something happened there. What did you get? You got a 22, so yeah, that's what you catch. Unless you go ahead, take further action.
So it's kind of obvious that this guy's a bit of a troublemaker. He's causing problems around here.
Which, oh, the guy that was at the booth you're talking about?
Um,
Yeah.
the guys that popped and then tried to leave.
Well, he popped, he smoked, and he collapsed, and he's being dragged out completely immobile, unconscious at least, being dragged out.
How fast can they run?
Can who? Oh, wait a minute. Who run? Let me ask the right question.
The guys that want to run soon.
I'm sorry, man. I'm missing something. What do you mean?
I'm the guys that popped and then tried to leave, and obviously
Oh,
that's related to Ice Pick somehow. They're going to have to run soon, so I'm wanting to know. Um, I'm going to charge them basically because
okay.
I'm quite a distance away, so I don't want
Okay.
them escaping if they've
So
been causing problems.
so basically, to reiterate, make sure we're all on the same page. Um, I'm going to move him back for the moment so we can make sure everybody's clear. Netrunner was sitting here. Solo was next to him. Solo across the table. This happened in just a second or two after it happened. The one Solo grabbed the dude and dragged him, and they're starting to head toward the door. The other Solo picked up all the stuff that was at the table, including silverware, glasses, everything, because he rolled a 10 on whether or not, natural 10 on whether or not he was going to leave anything or miss something. Cleaned the table, quick wipe down, did all this pretty quickly. Came out, dropped some amount of money in the hands of the security guard, probably to cover taking the cups and glasses and whatever he took, stuff, and the trouble in general. And so he's just a couple of steps behind the Solo that's dragging the dude out. Security is standing there, and they're just standing there. They don't seem to be helping. They don't seem to be hindering. Does that answer your questions for where everybody is? Is that sufficient?
Yep.
Okay.
Fine by me.
Vasily, does that make sense now?
It still makes it makes sense. I get what was going
Okay.
on. Is it
Oh, okay. I'm
essentially
sorry.
one of them was the Netrunner that fried? Am I correct?
Right. The Netrunner fried. Something happened to him. He dropped unconscious, and the one Solo that was with him is dragging him out.
And I get the impression they were trying to interfere with what Ice Pick is doing.
You saw the same time there was the noise and someone the electrical noise from over at the booth. Ice Pick kind of jerked a little bit. So yeah, it wouldn't be hard to guess that there was a connection there.
So my point still stands. How fast can they run? Because they're going to have to escape soon.
Okay. So if you're going to go after them and attack them, or try to, basically we're going to be going into initiative. And that will determine initiative and move. Okay. I'm sorry if I misunderstood that. I just wanted to make sure everybody was clear on where we were. That we're going to go into initiative here in a moment. And depending on your movement allowance and theirs, will determine if you can catch them and stuff. All that. Okay. I am trying, if Roll20 will, Roll20 is not loading properly here. There, maybe, okay, maybe it's going to work this time. Okay. So, I'm going to drag a cut with this dude. I love it. I love it when something is just supposed to be flavor ends up being a whole encounter of its own. That's perfect.
This is not flavor. They were interfering with what we were doing, potentially causing harm to one of our allies. Not going to stand for us.
That's true. As far as your perspective, I can see that. So the one Solo is dragging the dude out. The other Solo is a couple of steps behind. Man, I need to find some better icons than what is included in this shit. Just because I needed something a little different. House security guy.
And besides, I've been good. I've managed to go through all these sessions without getting in combat.
I'm sorry, man. I missed what you said. Go ahead. Say again.
I've been nice so far. I've managed to avoid getting into combat all these sessions.
So
when
we got
that's trying to beat me into it early.
That's true. We've had a couple of sessions with minimal combat rolls and stuff. So that's true. We need to have some fun with this. So just to try to keep it straight, house security guards, Solo that was at the table that cleaned it, Solo that was at the table that is dragging the Netrunner out, And I say dragging. He pretty much just picked him up and fireman carry kind of thing, throw him over his shoulder. He doesn't appear to be having any trouble carrying the dude. Security. I mentioned that. Gabriel, you said you were heading in general that direction too?
I am. Indeed.
Okay. So anybody that wants to participate in the fight, which can be everybody, can be whatever you guys want, needs to roll initiative. For anybody that's new or not sure, if you click on your token first and then hit the initiative button on your character sheet, it actually, I got to throw the, there it goes, should appear on the turn list here. Marcellus isn't here. Mirage, and actually, see, nobody's rolled yet, so I'm going to take everybody off. Okay, so now you guys should be able to roll it again. If you click on your token first, you should show up.
What I was gonna say is I'm gonna roll, but I won't participate in the first round of combat
necessarily.
because
Okay.
I'm currently bored and I didn't notice
Right.
anything. So
You didn't notice the initial event that's causing this to happen. So yeah.
I'm not even joking. I can't even remember how to roll initiative on Cyberpunk. It's been so long.
You should, if
And then
your
combat page?
character sheet is filled out, if your character sheet is filled out right, you should be able to look. Did that? Okay, that is certainly not what I intended to do. Man, I may have to reload the sheet. Dang
go
it.
to the combat tab in your character sheet.
Yeah, found it now.
Oh yeah. Go if you guys would go ahead on that. I'm trying to get another token or two onto the screen and it's not complying. So people, I'm gonna have to. I got to reload the map on my end. So on the Roll20 side, I'll be right back. Oh, and it signed me out at some point. Beautiful.
But yeah, you tried to bait me into a fight before when I was walking to the Forlorn Hope because there was a bunch of
right.
There was a bunch of what's the name of those guys? Boosters, yes, there was boosters that were eyeing me up as if I was made of liquid gold. So there was a point you were trying to kind of bait me.
Well, that's the way it works, and it is the way the rolls worked out. See, it wasn't going to be that big a deal, but I rolled like 3 1s in a row. So there had to be more. I kind of felt like there had to be more to it than just what it was, what I had planned. That's the way it works.
And what were those rolls for? To see if they were intimidated by me?
No. It actually, most of them were net based. How Ice Pick did, and then how Ice Pick did, how the other guy, the guy that was at the booth, was doing, how whatever else was happening, that kind of stuff.
Nah.
I'm
talking about the boosters that almost got in a fight.
I remember that. Yep.
I do remember you rolling for that.
Oh, okay.
What the rules were.
Well, I don't know why it is. Sometimes when I'm trying to drag a token on, it just works perfectly. I have no problem. And the next time I try to do it, it will not work no matter what I freaking do.
Oh, no escaping for these guys.
All right, so let's see. Where is he going to be?
I like that we've got, Gabriel kind of calmly going over, and then Vasily just charging past.
Gabriel just feels the ground start to shake.
Yeah, a win.
That's right. That's it.
And the scary thing is, Vasily's quite a speedy boy, so.
Okay, so we've got Gabriel's on there, Mirage is on there, and who's the other? I can't see the makeout. Who's 21? Or what is that?
That's Vasily.
That is Vasily. I'm sorry. Okay. So for some reason, why didn't your name come up on there? I'm gonna look. Why does this thing keep wanting me to log back in? That's starting to get annoying.
It's come up for me.
On the turn order, it's not coming up with his name.
You have to click on your icon, then roll, usually.
I think he came up in the turnover. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's okay. I won't worry about it right now. We'll figure that out later. But um, Vasily, did you click on your icon and then hit the initiative button on the sheet?
Yes.
Okay. So somewhere there's a field that's supposed to have your name on it for this that apparently doesn't, or something. I'm not going to worry about it right now as long as we know who the 21 is. Vasily, that's good enough for now. Okay, and for this round, the two solos that we're working with are working with the Netrunner. They are not going to roll initiative this round. They are caught up. They basically, I'm going to say they've taken their turn for this round, and because they're doing their thing, trying to get stuff cleaned up, trying to leave the bar. Okay, so Vasily, what your plan is? You basically want to rush them. You're just going to run over there, right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
they were obviously interfering with us somehow, and they caused some harm to us.
Something.
So I don't want them escaping.
Gotcha. So what is your run?
My run is 27.
27 meters, and I still got to think in feet. And whoops.
So I can make
I
that
didn't
run.
mean to do that. Yeah, okay,
But
you did that. That's okay, good. That's
yeah,
what I was
I
that's
could
what I was about to
run.
try to do, and it stopped me. So yeah, you have enough movement to get to either or both of them for that matter, and still take your whatever combat action. So move your
Could I,
token and tell me
could I
what you
go
want to do.
between them and grab both of them, choke slam both?
You
A
can
double
try.
choke slam.
Yes,
I'm not gonna
the
go for that.
classic. The classic. I love it.
No, I'm
Okay.
gonna run to here,
Okay.
and then I'm going to try and engage in a grapple with one of them to stop him from escaping.
Well, if you're running to there, then it would be this guy that you would be immediately able to grapple with. And as you're running up to him, you will notice he's preoccupied. He does not seem to be immediately aware of your intent.
He's
So
in for a shock.
roll that. No, I was going to say beautiful bean footage, but that has nothing to do with Cyberpunk, so we won't say that. Roll your attack, and you're going to use your martial arts grapple, right?
Yes, which I actually have as an attack roll that does no damage. It chains into
Oh, okay.
things.
Yep. Which martial art? Or it might tell me in a second, but what martial arts are you using?
Wrestling.
Okay. So yeah, just whatever your regular bonus 4. Wrestling's like a +4 or something for grapple, I think.
Yeah, +4 for grapple.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, wrestling's pretty bonkers.
Which I'll mention to anybody that might care. It's coming. It's coming. It's not out yet, but I'm working on it.
What's coming?
If you saw, were anybody watching the stream? It's my 60 plus martial arts bonus chart.
Oh,
Hmm.
that looks
Yeah.
terrifying. So yeah, I rolled the grapple, so that's an opposed roll, isn't it?
Yep, that's going to be an opposed roll. That's going to be against their whatever it is they have for defense. Obviously, die 10 plus. Now we're going to do a. Thinking about bonuses real quick so I can put a number in here.
If it was going to be the classic, you would need to choke slam him through that table near you.
Or I could grab him, pick him up, and swing him at his friend. It would certainly be entertaining.
Okay, you grappled him.
He is successfully grappled.
He
Now,
is successfully grappled.
I wasn't joking about that earlier. Could I potentially pick him up and swing him at his friend?
That's you pick. Pick him up and do what with him?
Just basically pick him up and like throw him or swing him at his friend, like an improvised weapon,
Yeah.
basically.
That's a throw. And so what I've been doing, which we may end up having to discuss it and modify, but what I've been doing is once you have a hold or a grapple, your next martial arts move as far as a throw. I think a throw might be the only one without looking at the list again. Anyway, you've got him grappled. You've got control of him. You can just do it. If you want to now, I'm going to say if you want to
Choke as well.
hit somebody, though, I'm going to say roll your throw, and we'll do that as an opposed roll against their dodge. If that's after having described it, if that's what you want to do, go for it.
I'm kind of confused. So if
Oh,
I was
okay,
to
go
just
ahead.
throw him, would
Yes.
that be an opposed roll for the
No.
throw attempt?
You have him grappled. If you want to just throw him, you can just throw him, and he goes kind of like a grenade table or something, maybe just kind of randomly where he goes. If you want to throw him somewhere specifically, then there's a roll involved. If you want to throw him at another character, player, or NPC, then they get that's an opposed roll to see if they can
All
dodge.
right. So
That makes
what
sense.
would
That
be
makes
the
sense for everybody.
what would be the modifier for throwing him at him?
Whatever your normal martial arts modifier for the throw is,
But
which
isn't
I
there
don't remember.
so there's no multi-action negative modifier to that?
Oh, you have no. You're right. I apologize. I forgot about that part. Yes, your second
-3.
action, your movement doesn't count because you're within your movement. First movement, no negative modifier, -3, cumulative -3 for every action thereafter.
Yep. -3.
So -3 right now is the bottom line. Sorry about that. I was
Okay.
misunderstanding your question.
-3
And
and throw has +3, so
plus,
that balances out to 0. I'm actually going to spend 4 luck points on this just to make sure I can do it. Really be
cool,
safe.
cool. This should be good. I
So
like it.
so that makes it a +4 modifier. And to specify, I am trying to throw him at him.
Yes. Now you're throwing it at the person in general. If you are trying to throw him at the other guy's legs or at his head, then that would be another modifier. But if you're just
Nah,
trying to throw it at the in general, yeah, you're good. We've
just straight
covered
at
it. Yeah, so we've covered it then. I think.
Headshot with the person.
him.
That is a headshot.
Holy crap, and it is a headshot. Okay, rolls dodge. He's got a small chance. He rolled an 8, not a 10. So you got him. And your damage is set up. Do you let's see, a die 6.
Yeah,
It's set up properly, so holy shit. Yes,
Body
martial
type
arts are
16.
freaking deadly in this game.
body type 16 and wrestling +8.
Okay,
Truth.
so all right. So yes, everybody else will see is in 3 seconds, 3.2 seconds. So you guys we're having your discussion. You had your talk with Gabriel just to make sure all this is clear. You had your talk, Gabriel. Gabriel was heading back to the bar. The pop, noise, smoke. A couple seconds later, they start dragging him away. Gabriel decides to start kind of meandering and walking in that general direction. And Vasily just jumps up and runs his full out over to the. Thank you. Runs full out to. Wow. Appreciate that, Jody. Vasily gets up and just runs full out toward these guys. Grabs one of them, just walks up to him, picks him up like he's a freaking piece of firewood or something, and throws him at his mate. And hits him. And doesn't just throw him at his mate in general, or like, just a body slam kind of thing. No. Hits him right there. The torso of the guy he's throwing, center mass of the guy he's throwing, hits right there on the guy, on his mate there. Okay, so he does that. 17 points, and what was the? And I said torso. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it his torso. I was gonna say I could let you roll a location, but we'll just call it. If you're okay with it, we'll just call it that. If you just want to roll location for the guy you're throwing, you can. That's up to you.
Yeah,
I'll leave that.
there's a lot of damage here anyway. I'm
The
not gonna
location
try.
is in the macro, and it was a 1.
Was it? Well, that's
Yeah.
for the guy it's being thrown at. The guy that's about to get hit.
Okay.
I meant the guy that's being thrown, where on him hits the guy that's being hit.
Hold on, so we're treating that throw as a projectile though. Great.
Basically, he's being so he's picked up the piece of firewood, And if I'm going to call it torso unless you want to roll it, and we can roll and see if it's a leg that hits the guy in the head or the head that
just
hits the
make it
guy in the
torso.
head. Okay, make it torso. It has the game. The mechanics have the provision for these things, so I might as well use them if we want. Anyway, so you pick him up, throw him. He has a shock, bewilderment, a cyber deck, some interface cables, some 3 glasses, 3 drink glasses, 1 plate, a couple pieces of silverware, napkins, kind of go everywhere as you pick him up and throw him, because he was just kind of bundling the stuff up in his arm, or tucked in, using his jacket for a makeshift carry-all or something. So as you pick him up and throw him, this stuff kind of goes everywhere. The other guy gets hit in the head. He drops the dent runner, who still isn't moving. Let me see. 17, 12, 10. Do I have a character sheet handy? 10, that's okay. 4, 8, 10. So we'll roll a save for the guy that got hit. He failed. The guy that's getting thrown, 17 to torso. Doesn't get through. Okay. And he does have to roll a stun save, -2. He made his save. Okay. The guy that got hit in the head by his buddy doesn't get up, and he's bleeding from the ears and nose and eyes.
Ow.
The guy that got thrown kind of rolls, he gets thrown over here, he kind of rolls off to one side, kind of staggers a little bit, and is prone. Is laying there on the ground prone, but is just kind of shaking his head. No obvious injuries. Netrunner is just laying there. He got dropped as the other dude got hit. He got dropped, so he's just kind of laying there. He is bleeding from his eyes and ears also, and still smoking just a bit off the back of his head. Vasily, do you wish to try and take a third action?
That's going to have quite a big penalty to it.
-6.
And I'd have to move towards him.
Yes, and you do have that little bit of movement left if you wanted to. If you want to move toward him, I'll give it to you, and you'd have a -6 to your action, though.
Well, he's on the ground right now, isn't he?
He is prone. You have, and actually, Impulse, was it a +1 or +2 to hit with the throw? Having thrown him? Something like that? Do you remember?
So I might just run at him and
I
just
remember.
go for a
Something
kick
like
to the
that.
gut.
Okay, go for it. You get, I'm going to call it a +2 to hit him, but bearing checking it out, I can't remember if it's a plus. With him being thrown like that, he gets a negative, or you get a positive, so we'll just play it like that. I'll give you a +2 to hit him, to kick him.
Right, so that makes it a -4
for this one.
modifier.
That might very well change in future play, because I'm just calling that off the top of my head. Just so everybody's.
So I'm gonna run at him and attempt to kick him. I don't think I have kick in my combat menu.
I don't think you have I don't think wrestling has
Yeah.
a bonus for kick. No.
Yeah, it doesn't have a bonus for kick, so that's why I didn't add it in.
Okay.
So try to think of. I'll make it a combat roll, and if it hits, we'll roll the damage. So we'll make it a brawling roll.
Okay.
But I have nothing in brawling actually. Oh, this is very unlikely to hit.
If you if you don't have brawling, then you can't roll it as brawling. You can still
So
roll it as a wrestling move. It's just you don't get a bonus. You don't get a bonus
you
to
can roll
hit.
it as wrestling, but you don't get the damage bonus.
Oh, I don't get the damage bonus, but I get the attack bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an attack bonus for wrestling for kick?
No, I mean like the attack bonus, as in like my my wrestling skill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because you're still doing a wrestling move. It's just you don't get an additional bonus for, on the chart. But yeah, you can still do it as part of wrestling. Yes. Watch WWE. They do it all the time.
Yep.
I will throw a kick.
Big boot to the face.
-4.
There's always the forearm smash, legitimate
I
wrestling.
doubt
move.
that'll land.
Okay. Well, probably not, but there is a chance he'll fumble
He could
or
roll
something.
one.
And let's see what happens. Let's just roll it.
Ooh.
Roll it.
Oof.
Did he? Wait a minute. Yeah, no, yeah. You missed him. Right. So yeah, you
I
run
don't know
over
if it's in the game, but
Yep.
Yeah, so
the
perfect.
forearm smash is a legitimate wrestling move.
It would be. I probably just roll it on the chart as a strike if we were going to do that because there's not a specific attack on that on the charts. So yeah,
Okay,
you
in wrestling, it's a legitimate strike, as opposed to kicking.
Oh,
and
right,
punching.
as opposed to kicking and punching per se. But
Yeah,
as far as
it's
mechanics go,
legitimate in the sport.
it's fine. It's kicking is kicking, no problem. For now,
Yeah.
unless we
Alright, so
decide
that's the
to
end of my
play it
turn.
differently. So that's your turn. You run over. You try to throw him a kick. He just kind of rolls over and gets out of the way of your foot. You miss him. That's your turn. Mirage. I know you said, but just to confirm, you're sitting at the booth.
Yeah, so
There, Vasily jumped up and ran away. There was that noise, but you're whatever. Initially,
well, my because the combat turn is like 3 seconds, so my
3.2
seconds
seconds.
is
Yes.
is kind of just like noticing that Vasily gets up and runs, and then like kind of trying to lean over to like see what's going on without like basically without basically being on top of Ice Pick. Basically, that's my 3 seconds. It's just me like kind of getting my view around.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I see him throw the guy. Maybe I don't. But that's basically my turn.
Okay. So yeah, I will say, um, just for the play of it, that yeah, you can kind of lean around him some, scoot him over a little bit, or scoot over a little bit closer to him, lean over some. After Vasily makes his dash out, you got to kind of look at what the hell's going on, and you see the throw and that stuff. Yes. Okay.
Cool.
Gabriel, what would you like to do? And if necessary, what's your movement? And you can see if you can get that
All
far.
right. So his movement allowance is an 8, so run a 24. So I mean, he Gabriel raised an eyebrow. Interesting,
You can make that.
and then grabs just reaches in his jacket pocket, pulls out another cigarette and lights it, and just casually keeps walking that way. He's obviously got this handled. This is definitely not the way Gabriel had planned on handling it. So he's going to just kind of watch and see how this plays out. So it's just going to be a leisurely stroll that way.
All righty. Sorry. Sorry, as I grab my bite of snack here. Apologize. Okay, so you light another. You're basically, your combat round is lighting another cigarette and taking a few more steps in that general direction.
Exactly. He's just taking it in right now, waiting to see what happens. Right.
Okay.
So
All right. So you're doing that. You're doing that. So everybody that can go is gone. Ice Pick is still in the net. So Mirage, when you get to it, if you want to get out, you will kind of have to jump on the table or something like that to climb around. Stringer, you are just filming. You didn't roll initiative, or did you? No. So you're just filming.
After they start cleaning up and what have you, I'll just take the camera off, stick it in my bag, then suddenly realize everybody's gone.
Alrighty.
Oh well.
Okay. So, all right. Next round then. Looks like everybody's gone. Just for reference, if anybody cares, there was a little bit of movement at the top left of the map. Yeah. Next round, roll again.
Oh, so they're not getting a turn?
Not this. I'd mentioned that earlier. Not this round. They are. their turn was that the one guy was dragging the that runner out, the other guy was cleaning up and getting out. They
But
did
it's for
not
next
notice.
turn, isn't it?
Just quickly, I think something's gone wrong with the
What's that?
with the video thing. I
Oh
am
crap!
2 people now.
Oh, that's because apparently somebody, Gabriel, turned off your video or something, maybe. And
He's
when
grabbing a
he,
drink.
oh, no
He's
problem.
just
Okay,
Alright,
so
2 people for now.
yeah, when he turned his video off, when he turned his video off, the meeting room videos changed position. So yeah, there you go. Oh, I'll do that for now, and we'll fix it back in a minute. There you go. Anyway, okay, so I was saying on turn order. Basically, you got the bottom line is with you didn't get the bonus for ambush, but you got the drop on these guys. That's what it comes down to. They
But
weren't they weren't able to take an action this round.
But I think
it's
he's asking. It's now a new
Oh,
round, so shouldn't they
it's
roll
a
initiative for this round?
yes. Everybody needs to roll. I just haven't quite done it yet.
Okay.
Everybody needs to roll their initiative for this coming round, for the second round of combat.
okay. So this guy's dead, I think.
He is at very least unconscious. He is not moving. That right now that is obvious.
Okay.
There he is.
This gentleman, because he's not had his turn yet, I'm assuming he's not got back up. He's still on the ground.
He is right. He is still prone at this point. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And this is my turn. So,
Did you? We got to re-roll. We got to roll initiative for the second round.
all right. Okay.
The book is now. Not everybody plays it this way. The book is, and the way I play it is, you roll initiative every round. In that, how
Yeah.
fast you were last round isn't necessarily you're going to be as fast the next round. Somebody else might be quicker, slower, whatever. So
So I re-roll
every round.
initiative.
Yes. Bottom line, you do initiative again.
It makes it easier to track if someone's doing a fast draw or snapshot as well.
Yes, it does. Thank you. And the initiative for the other guys is going to be at 22. Of course, you're going to go in the same round.
I rolled pretty poor on initiative that time.
And I don't. Is there an easy, quick way for me to put? Actually, I can do this. Can't? Maybe I can do this. No. Is there a quick, easy way to put somebody new on their
Right
turn
click,
order
add
that?
turn. Right
Well,
click
when
the
I
token, add turn.
that's what I was missing. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
No
that.
worries. And then
That's
you
what I
can
was looking
just-
for. Okay. So, did everybody roll their next initiative?
Yep. Best thing is,
Okay.
I was planning on subduing them then, just like pinning them down and
Okay.
interrogating them. That was my plan after that, but yeah. Oh well.
What is your reflexes, Vasily? Since you guys are at the same.
10.
Okay, 10. So you are faster. You will
I think
go
you mean
first.
Gabriel.
I do mean. Excuse me, Vasily. Gabriel, what's your reflexes? Oh boy, I can't hear you, man. Yeah, you muted maybe.
I think he's still away getting a drink.
There
No,
you go.
he's
I'm here. There you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I was just talking away on mute. Reflexes a 9.
9. Okay, you're still faster than they are. Your reflexes are higher, so you will go. So fix the turn order, and so everybody. Mirage is rolled. Vasily is rolled. Stringer, you're still not rolling combat round, right? Or initiative?
no, still in the bar.
Okay. You're still doing that or recording. Okay. So, Gabriel, what you want to do this round?
Just walking. So
Same
if you
deal?
can yeah, same deal. Get down to about right here and just kind of keep an eye on things.
Mm-hmm.
So see what, because I mean, again, he wanted to see where this was going to lead, not necessarily jump into a combat. So
Okay. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm going in and out of video as I munch my snacks here.
See,
Okay.
I just munch mine on camera. Everyone can witness.
Hmm. Okay, so you're just gonna continue your smoking. Got the drink in your hand, maybe, and just kind of
Yep.
still just kind of wandering that way.
Right,
Okay.
just trying to be as casual as possible about this. I was just walking through the club.
Gotcha. Um. Okay.
Does he need to spend movement to get back up because he was knocked prone by the throw?
If I'm trying to remember, I think that would be. I want to say that it's his movement if he needs to get back up, if he's going to.
It's like that in Red, at least.
Uh. Okay. I'm not sure why it did that. Am I still online? You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just lost the video from the meeting. I'm not sure what happened.
Hmm.
I'll reload
Yeah,
that
that's
page then.
strange.
Give me
It
just a
said
moment.
it automatically turned stuff off. I've turned my camera back on.
Okay.
I don't know if it's showing.
Yeah, it is now. Sorry. It is now. I just reloaded the page. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was doing there, but we're back up at the game, so I guess we're good. Okay. Sorry. Anyway. Okay. Gabriel's making his easy way around. Bad guys, well, the solos. Bad or good is kind of relative in Cyberpunk. Um, this guy is on the ground. Uh, he is going to stand back up. And he kind of shakes himself, and he does not try to take, well, I'll roll it. I will give him the option, so to speak. High roll, he's going to take an action. He's going to take an action. Okay, then. He draws a weapon. He draws a gun. And he is going to fire at you, Vasily.
I'd assume as much.
Is that you're not surprised, huh? Okay. So do your dodge and escape, and I am rolling the attack. There's
Oh
a good
god, my
chance
dodge and escape is 0. Oh
you
no.
don't have the skill dodge and escape.
No,
Oh,
surprisingly, you think that'd be something I'd get?
all right. You'd think.
You'd think so. Oh well. Still a chance I can roll well. I
You
am
could
going to
still
put the
roll a
rest of
10
my luck into that.
since you don't. Right. So you got your luck. Since you don't have yeah, you don't have the skill in it. So or any points in it. You can anybody can try to dodge though.
Yeah. Oh god.
You
So
almost
close.
did it anyway. All right. How much luck did you use there? 3?
I factored that into the modifier.
I was just checking. Do you have any luck left, or are you spent now?
No, that was a lot, unfortunately.
That was it. Okay. But so he does miss you. He pulls a gun out. He tries to fire at you, and considering the line of sight, let's see what happened. Okay, good enough. So he takes a shot at you. Back over here someplace, you hear a scream and just a scream. A female customer falls to the floor. Anybody who can look that way and glance that way through the crowd, you may or may not catch it. But basically, a woman just fell to the floor and is bleeding. Back here
Oh, and so
someplace.
I wasn't hit?
No. Oh, wait a minute.
How?
Did I roll a roll?
Point
Wait a
blank.
minute. 17. 17, 18. I am sorry. Shit. Start over. Back up a few seconds. You get hit. Sorry,
Okay.
dude. Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. I completely missed that. I had the numbers backwards in my head for some reason. Okay.
Alright.
So, area. Where do you get hit? You get hit in the 9, which I think is a leg.
It's one of the
Believe
legs,
that's
yeah.
believe that's all leg.
And we'll roll damage. What is your armor and your legs? Is
My
one
armor and my legs 14.
is it either leg different from the other?
Nope, both are the same.
Okay.
And
You
my
said
body type
14.
modifier is -5.
Okay, so it does get through your armor. It does not get through your body type, but since it got through since your body type stopped it, you take a minimum 1 point. You take 1 point of damage. So,
Oh
and
no,
you get hit.
I'm lightly damaged.
You get hit in the leg. So you feel this prick in your leg, and you look down, and there's a hole in your armor, whatever it is, pants or whatever it is that you're wearing that's armored.
Skin weave.
It's your skin weave. Okay, okay. So yeah, there's a hole in your clothing that you can see. You, it hurts, and you kind of shuffle just a half step or something as you get hit, and that's it. And it does, but it does hurt.
Oh, and it
And
just occurred to me, shouldn't he be getting a reflex negative because he's wounded?
he didn't take damage.
I threw him.
Right, but you're between his armor. Wait a minute. I made a mistake on that. Armor doesn't count on a throw. So yes, it does. Okay. So we'll take 3 on this. You're right. Armor doesn't count. So he did take damage. So he does get a negative. So he did not hit you. However, back as I said, see, I was right the first time until you guys corrected me. Some woman back here at the back of the bar just took 19 points of damage.
Oof. Poor girl.
Thank you for yeah, no, you're right. I was thinking armor, but no, but armor, you take it's a brunt impact. It doesn't apply that way.
Should
So
I just grab
absolutely.
him by the scruff of the neck and drag him over to the women and be like, look what you did, bad dog.
All right. Sorry. We'll just go back and forth, and eventually we'll get this worked out. So yes, final answer is because he's wounded, he did have a negative. He didn't hit you. He did hit a random patron in the bar back here, which you may or may not notice. You can roll awareness if you want to have noticed that, because there are other people and it's a crowded bar.
Let's see if I heard the scream.
Okay, we can do that, and then.
No, I did not hear the scream.
You did not hear. You are focused on what you're doing.
I'm deaf.
Apparently, at the moment. Okay,
I mean, it makes sense.
so
Like,
we'll try this
just, like,
again.
banging
So, let's see. You threw the guy. That kind of, I'm going to say that counts within the bar's rules of not using a gun. But the dude did use a gun. He used a gun. So, security is going to run their ass up here. Something like that. So the 2 security guards run up there, and that is they don't have a huge movement or anything. They make it up there, but they're not able to take an action this round also. So that's everybody else. Mirage, what would you like to do?
I'd like to get around, and then I just want to. Well, I'm probably just going to blend into the crowd and keep an eye on what's going on because, I saw Vasily chuck a guy at another guy. I'm pretty sure he's
like
fine.
It was nothing.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of get around Ice Pick and just blend into the crowd, keep an eye on it.
Do you want to roll like stealth or something, or just kind of like Gabriel is? You're
Yeah.
just wandering through.
No, because I'm, actively
Right.
trying to.
I don't think you need to be stealthy. I think this guy's quite distracted.
Well, it's not just if I understand it right, it's not just for those guys. It's in kind of in the character's nature.
Well, it's also, there's a lot of people in here, and I don't know. I basically I don't want to seem like I'm part of, this fight, just in case anyone else decides to get involved and jumps me first. I would rather them not do that. So, yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna be like here or something.
Okay. So your stealth is a 25. If that becomes an issue, we'll roll against it here in a bit. But you are blending in with the crowd. Um, so slow man this round. What you want to do?
What?
Just silly.
Oh, it's my turn.
You are 17. You're the slowest on the turn order this time.
Oh, right. I got confused there because I thought you were talking about him because he was walking the entire time.
Oh, he.
I got mixed up.
I gotcha. I gotcha. No, right now, just now, we were talking about Mirage. Got up and did stealth and yeah, stuff.
Well,
Gabriel was actually first this round.
so yeah, I'm going to grab this gentleman, and so grab was +4 for wrestling. So I'm going to grab him, and I'm not going to throw him this time, so he doesn't have to worry for his life or anything like that. But I am going to basically force him to the ground and just pin him. So I think that would be a hold, which is also +4. So I'm just going to try and pin him down.
Okay. And you got him, no doubt, no
Okay.
question. You've
So
got him.
would I use
go
the
ahead.
hold at all, or?
It depends. If now, no, if are you trying to do damage to him at this point, or are you just trying to restrain him, basically?
Just trying to passively restrain him. That way I can get answers out of him, because like they're no use when they're both dead.
Okay. So you have a hold of him. On his turn, he can try to escape, but other than that, you got him.
Okay, so he's pinned.
So you don't necessarily have to do another roll or anything right now. Now, at the point he tries to make an escape, we'll have an opposed roll at that point.
Okay, I just essentially want to pin him down and just tell him to give up. Basically, just say, "Hey, you're subdued. You cannot escape this. I have done this to many, many people, and none of them have escaped. Give up, and you won't be injured any further."
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that was that. So we're on our third combat round.
In
That's
fact, could
everybody.
I roll
Yeah,
an
go ahead.
intimidate to try and calm him down?
Absolutely. You may roll
All
intimidate.
right. Well, I'm gonna
You should
try
do
that.
that.
Should there be any positives to this, considering the fact he just got thrown through the air and pinned?
Well, he's taking a negative to almost everything right now because of his injury level.
I'll just do a regular intimidate check then.
And yeah, so you've got your yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 18. That's not a particularly amazing roll.
What's your skill in intimidate? It's 4.
+4, and then I've got 10 cool.
Okay.
So I only rolled a 4.
You made
was
it.
enough.
You got it. So, let's see. So you have intimidated him. Is there other than just trying to keep him held for the moment and keep him from acting? You'd said okay. You said actually no. I'm sorry. You did say you were going to tell him something about just stop trying to fight us and you won't get harmed more, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
You're
just
just
try and just end the combat now.
in the situation. Okay.
Without hurting him.
Without hurting him further.
Unless he
Okay.
struggles, in which case I've got his arm, I'll just break him.
So he has been intimidated, so you can't affect him. It's going to be a question if the guards want to continue the combat, or in general, no. Which that was not what I wanted to roll, but the 4 works. Okay, so no, we're good. All right, so we're out of combat. No more turn order. He kind of stops trying to he's trying to fight you, trying to pull your arm off, and you say that, and you're like really menacing. You're freaking huge. And he just kind of stops fighting you. He puts his hands up. He's like, okay. He can barely breathe, but he's going, okay.
Right.
And
I'm going to take his gun off him and give it to the guards.
He's like, no problem, man. Go for it. It there. The one guard will accept it, and they're like, they I don't know, unless you're going to try to interact. Actually, considering your body, considering your intimidation and stuff, one of the guards will say that they're going to say to you, Vasily, um, he fired a weapon here. We need to handle the rest of the situation. And they're without asking your permission, he's kind of getting that. The unspoken part is okay.
First, my friends, may I have a word with this gentleman? I have suspicions of his actions in this bar.
The guard that's talking to you will say, just follow us. We got some place where you can talk to him.
Fantastic.
So if you're good, you don't, if unless somebody else takes another action and wants to do in between, this guard is going to get him in a arm lock, at his arm behind his back, kind of the bum rush, the type arm around up toward his neck and one around his arm behind his head back that is really easy to get out of if you know how. But grabs him and see if I can do it. These two will head off toward a back door here. The other guard grabs the netrunner that's smoking. And they head toward the back door. And another security type will come over and grab the other body that's down and not moving. And everybody's heading toward the back door. You're following, right, Vasily?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay.
I'll move my token.
I'm following most to eavesdrop.
You're what? Oh, you're gonna stick within. Okay.
Yeah, I'm following because I want to eavesdrop on what's going on.
Okay. Well, what we're gonna do, Dan? Let's see. I am gonna do really quick, maybe. Where do I need?
I wonder what Adam Smasher thinks of all this going down when he came in.
Just within minutes of him coming in, all this started happening, right? Okay.
He'd just be shaking his head in the corner.
One moment. Give me just a moment here and we'll move on to what we're going to do next on this meeting thing, on this thing that's happening. Because I got to draw a quick and dirty little map thing here. That'll work. And we'll do this.
And to note, while I was following security, I was going to briefly check in with that woman that got shot.
Okay. There is, when you stop, as you're kind of following them, and then you catch the woman got shot, so you go to look at her. There is somebody tending to her wounds. She appears unconscious. It looks like a med tech of some sort. This is a med tech. He has actually a big face cowl with 5 spots for cyber eyes. And only 3 of them, I think, are filled, and the other one's just blank. The other 2 are blank. But he's got a med kit there. He's working on her, trying to patch her up a little bit. And do you want to do anything, or are you just checking it out?
I'm just going to say to the medtech, apologies for the situation I caused.
He just pretty much ignores you. He kind of maybe gives you a nod, but he's really busy in what he's doing. After 5 or 10 seconds of working on her, he says, "Okay, let's get her up to get her back over here." And a couple of other guys help him pick her up, and they start moving her toward a stairway that's back in the corner to go upstairs. Now, this is not, by the way, anybody's familiar with the Forlorn Hope, this is not the guy that actually, the med tech that has a clinic here in the Hope. This is somebody else. And actually, for the old players, Stringer might be the only one that's here. This is the character that, what the hell was his name?
Stitcher.
Stitcher, yes, sir. Thank you. This is Stitcher, who you thought was working at the Hell Club. Last you guys knew, He was working over there, although he disappeared a while back too. But last you knew, he's working at Hell. But that's him. If anybody notices and wants to, but they take him.
Yep.
They take her off somewhere. And again, unless facility, unless you want to do something, interfere or whatever, they're gonna pick her up and carry her off.
Oh, why would that interfere in that? And, help her recover from getting shot.
Okay. At least for me, the audio really flipped out. I have no idea what you said.
I'm saying like Vasily wouldn't interfere with something
Okay.
like that, given that they're trying to help people.
Right. Okay. Very good. Okay. Let's see. Just to make sure I got everything. Vasily, you checked in with them, and you're going to catch up to them at the back door. Ice Pick is still sitting at the table. Stringer, you're still sitting at the table.
Yep.
Are you going to do anything else? You're just going to stay at the table for now, or do you want to do something else?
I'll stay at the table for now.
Okay.
Well, unless Vex is still here.
No, we don't know where he earlier he said he was going to the toilet and didn't come back.
Yeah, okay, then I'll stay here. Don't want to leave the
Ice
kid
Pick?
on his own when he's jacked in.
Okay. So, you're all heading to the door except Stringer sitting outside. You're videoing, so you pretty much were able to get most of the they're on video. There were some points where people were standing in the way. Maybe you had to hold your camera up in the air a little bit more or something like that, and things to get a better view. Okay.
In that case, I'll be sat there editing for a few minutes and then.
Okay. Everybody else, you guys, they head to the back door, and then you come out. This is just a real quick and dirty. This is the bar as a whole that we just came out of. You're coming out a door right here, and there's a hallway, and there's a hallway. You guys are going to go into that room right there. Yeah, make sure. Okay, I did switch it where you could see it. And let me see here. And of course, it doesn't move tokens from one map to the next. That would be too easy. If it becomes important, we can do more. But the bottom line is everybody that was being dragged or escorted is brought into this room. The med tech that I can't remember the name of that has the facilities here in the building. Yes, thank you. Anyone that wants to be in there. So actually, I will mention. So Gabriel, you see him go through the back door. You know there's some rooms back there that are used for private meetings and whatever. And Mirage, you will also see him going through the back door. It's obvious at this point. There was enough of commotion. Everybody's aware of this. And this is for facility to have his conversation with the dude. So it's up to you guys if anybody else wants to participate, or facility can just have his conversation, and then we can go from there.
Gabriel's going to kind of hang back, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because it's just painfully obvious that he's just trailing along and following people if he goes that far along. So he's just going to, as best he can, keep an eye on that door from the distance, but he's not going to go right in.
Okay, Vasily, we're going to see if we can have Mirage. Are you going to stay out in the crowd, or are you going to follow? Are you going to go?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going in. I was
Okay.
wondering if that door was going to lead outside, but it doesn't. So.
Right. Okay. So, Vasily, if you're good, we'll just have your conversation or whatever you're going to do real quick so that we can get back to everybody else. Okay? It'll be in this room unless there's something else you wanted to do. I'm not.
I'm mainly just going to interrogate the guy and try and find out what his little netrunner friend was doing when he suddenly burst up in flames.
Okay. We'll just to make this quick, roll your interrogate. And pretty decent. And I'm just going to do a die 10 for him. Basically, you've already intimidated him. He's injured pretty badly. So unless he rolls a 10, which he did not, he will tell you what you want to know. He will answer your questions. He's basically going to say, Netrunner hired us to sit with him, and protect him while he was running. That's all I know. No idea what he was up to. Don't know what was going on. We were just hired to sit there and make sure nobody bugged him while he was making his run. That's it. That's all I got.
And the Netrunner is unconscious, or is he dead?
I started to say. So the other solo and the Netrunner get dragged in here with you guys. The security dude will ask you if you would like to have a med tech come in and look at those guys. They're like, as far as we're concerned, we're just going to drag them out in the alley and they can lay there. They started shooting a firefight inside the bar, so we could care less. We're dragging it. We're giving you a chance because you kind of help stop things, so we'll give you a chance to talk to them. But unless you want us to bring a med tech in, we don't give a shit.
I'm going to explain to him that I can only really get the information I need out of the Netrunner. If the other soul can't be saved, well, good riddance, I suppose. Leave him at the hypothermia.
Okay, so as you're saying that the other solo that's out, they'll drag him out into the back alley, which is back here. They'll just drag him out into the alley and dump him next to the dumpster. And a med tech, as you're doing your interrogation, you started talking to this guy, and he's just giving everything up, which he doesn't know anything, but he's telling you what he does. A med tech will come in. Let's see what he rolls. Okay. This dude's fried. His brain is jelly. He took a major voltage spike to his straight to the brainstem. He's not talking again.
Oh well, that's a shame. See the guards that are with me, are those the security guys that were bribed?
The one that was bribed by the
Yeah, is he?
Okay.
Is he here?
Could be. Let's see. There's been 4 of them, so we'll say 8 or 10, 7 or 8, or we'll do a 7 or 8 or 10. He's in the room. He is not in the room.
All right, then in that case, I'm going to return to the bar after thanking the security for allowing me this time.
Okay. They're like no problem. And he's gonna say, as you're walking back toward the main bar, he'll say, in general, we like to handle things ourselves, but appreciate your help on this one. He probably with anybody else, he would have been more forceful of, it's our job, leave us alone, let us do our job. You're intimidating just walking around, so he's trying to say it more politely. Okay, so back to the Hope. You had your conversation with, and as you're heading back out into the main bar, basically the Netrunner and that other solo are getting dragged back out the door, that back door into the alley. And as they're getting dragged out in the alley, the one that's still conscious, the guards start teaching him a lesson. And the guards are still outside. They are still out in the alley with him when you come back into the main bar.
Well, I am going to sit back at my chair.
Okay.
Oh, my seat in the stall.
He's gone. He's gone. Let's see. Smasher was over. When you come back out from the back, Smasher he's at the bar. He has taken a seat right next to you, Mirage. And I say taking a seat, more like he's standing at the bar and he just kind of kneels down a little bit so he can put his arm on it. He's too big and tall to actually use the stools.
Yeah.
He just kind of, nobody, a regular person couldn't stand like that for any length of time, but he's a freaking Borg. He just bends his knees a little bit so that he comes down a bit, puts his arm. He's still a little bit too big. Puts his arm on the bar and he's sitting there and he waves at the bartender. Orders a Nomad special, the one with the greasy nut in it.
Okay.
Security guards come back and start wandering the place again like they usually do. And nobody noticed. Actually, I will give it if everybody wants to, or whoever wants to roll an awareness notice. Gabriel, you don't. Yeah, you can roll it too because he's from the building. So anybody that wants to roll an awareness can roll an awareness to see if they caught this guy, noticed he was in here.
I'm assuming I notice.
Yeah, you notice. Okay, so another.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
no.
too busy ordering myself another euro.
No. Okay. So of those that have rolled, only Facility notices. You see somebody else that you recognized from being a resident at the condo building has been milling around over here, and um, he had come out here for a bit. Now he's back over here because this is the wrestling area again. This corner over here is the wrestling area. There's a bit of a crowd here. There's periodically a match going on, and he's been hanging out over here. Or you notice that he's over here going back into the crowd. Nobody else does though. At this point, Smasher hasn't said anything to anybody, but he did that. He's sitting over at the bar, and he's kind of sitting to one side. He's again crouching-ish. He hasn't said anything to you, Mirage, but he's watching you.
All right, I'm just not. I'm just gonna like be like, no, I'm not. No, I'm just casually just having my drink at the bar. Not gonna say anything.
Okay.
This guy's terrifying.
Gabriel, you went back to the bar. You got another drink or whatever. You know what the amounts are. However many drinks you want to end up having at this, during this event. Um, yeah. Sidley came back to the table. Okay, so we're back. Let me see where we are on the clock. Okay, so it's up to you. How are you guys on time? I'm wanting to play longer. We've been at this 3 hours already.
I've got time.
I could go about another hour, or I could cut off now. I mean, either way works for me.
Okay. Silly?
I'm still free.
Okay. And Stringer, you got time yet? Because I know you have such a busy schedule. Okay, so he's either not listening or muted, and we'll hear from him in a minute.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I was muted. Yeah, I've got time.
All right. So I can play for a little bit longer at this point. I'm kind of over my normal time, but it's okay. We'll see if we can get a little bit further how it goes here a little bit.
I'm just doing my editing.
Okay, you're working on your editing, which you can roll before I even finish asking you to do it. Good job. 22. Okay, so you put together the clips, try to edit out where people walked and tried to stand in front of your camera, and you had to move your position, change position a little bit, stuff like that. And you get some 22. You got some decent short, because it only lasted what, 10 or 15 seconds or something, 12 seconds, whatever.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, you put together what you can. It's a pretty short clip overall, though.
Yeah.
So the
I'm going
three
to
of
save it
you.
for now. I won't contact the networks for this.
Okay. Three of you are back at the table. Well, Netrunner and Stringer never left. Yeah, you guys gonna what you guys got anything else to talk about at this point? I know you were pretty much done, except that this whole event happened.
Well, that guy I spotted up in the top left, I'm going to point him out to Stringer. Since he looks familiar, and I'm assuming Stringer would recognize him upon sight as well.
So you go to point him out, and you don't immediately see him over there now. You guys can roll on awareness if you want to try to spot him again.
Okay.
And let me pull this up real quick. We'll just do this right. Oh, man. What is going on with Roll20? I pull up a character sheet and it wants me to freaking log in again. And that's not going to work because that's going to it's not going to... Man. No, and it's not logging in either. Let me try this again, and then I'll just go with. I'll just take care of it. Oh, there it goes. Now I got the character sheet. Yay! Where is that thing I want to roll for this dude? This is one of the things whenever someday I get to actually make my own sheet for Roll20, I'm going to fix this problem and put all the skills that you actually have in an easier to find or highlight them or do something. There it is. Okay.
Well, you can remove all the skills that are at 0. Well, you can actually remove any skill you want from the character
Well,
sheet.
right. You can just delete them, but that's okay for now, though. All right. So he got a 25. Facility 17. Stringer 23. Okay, Vasily, you're trying to point out that person you saw a minute ago, and you do not see him now. You can't. You kind of nudge Stringer, and you're going to point him out, and you don't see him to spot him now to point him out.
Well, I indicate the sort of general direction where I saw him. That way, if Stringer wants to go find him, he knows where to go.
And
And
he
then
was where? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say, once I point out the direction I saw him from, I'm going to get out of the booth. That way, Stringer
Mhm.
can actually get out.
He was wearing, just for your quick reference, he was wearing a Brixton hooligan style hat, a brown leather duster, with a brown and green pattern to it. And you probably wouldn't be able to see his boots very easily, but anyway, yeah, he's wearing a hooligan style hat and a brown duster. So there you go. If you describe him to Stringer or not, it's up to you guys. Okay, so you're doing that, Stringer. He's getting out of the booth, kind of like he's expecting you to get up.
Yeah.
That's great. Sorry, I just having a funny. The base of the bottle I'm drinking from, the base of it is green, and
Yep.
anyway,
Drinking
easily
the void.
easily amused. There, you have a whole face again. Okay, Stringer, are you just going to continue to sit there, or are you doing anything at the moment? Vasily got up, kind of seeming to indicate he was expecting you to get up.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get up and see if I can see who or what he's on about.
Okay, and you don't. Neither of you spotted him.
Yeah.
Let's say Impulse, or just to come around. You guys are doing that. Impulse, you're just going to still sit at the bar. You're having a drink next to
Yep.
Monsieur Special.
Yep.
Horrible, I know. Horrible accent and all that. But anyway. Well, he hasn't said anything to you. He is kind of more facing you and just sitting there with absolutely no expression on his Borg face.
Yep. I'm mildly terrified.
He could be asleep for all you know. You can tell.
Yeah, he could be.
You know.
I don't know. These weird metal people. No, I'm just having my drink. You know, checking my phone. Very much not not turning to Adam Smasher.
All right, Gabriel. Same deal. You're just sitting there.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I kind of lean into the bartender, get the bartender's attention, and so hey, a lot going on tonight. I heard that it's going to be a big night out here. What's going on?
He says, "Well, fight in the bar, people getting thrown around. That's normal."
Well,
He's like, he kind of tilts his head toward the Borg and says, "Now, he doesn't come in here very often. That's kind of unusual. And there's almost never gunfire. So, yeah, those guys are probably dead now, if they weren't."
these are because I've been in the Forlorn Hope before. These are all things I already know, right? So did
Pretty
my
much.
contact? Yeah, did my contact give me any inkling at all of what might be going on, or just that hey, stuff's going
Well,
to be happening tonight? You might want to.
he'd heard that Smasher was going to be in, and that's really unusual. You have never seen him in this place before. You'd heard that, as knowing the Hope, you'd heard that he comes in here every now and then, but it's really rare. You've never seen him before in here. And there's that. Let me see. No, and he said, and the information you got was basically he's going to be here, and that there might be something else going on, but no detail. No detail.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right.
Okay. So
So I'm actively listening though. So I am keeping my ear to the ground to see if I pick up anything else, or even though I told him I wasn't eavesdropping, I'm eavesdropping. I want to, you
okay.
got Mirage over there. If something happens there, I want to find out because I am curious. So
From your position at the bar to eavesdrop on this table, you would have to roll a 10. This divider does a really good job of blocking and not masking. Well, actually, if anybody tried to use electronic listening devices, you'd find out that yes, this masks sound also. So if you want to try, if realistically, if you want to try listening, you'd probably either need to go to the table or at least go to this. Excuse me, take a seat at this table here.
yeah, he's not going to do that. He's not going to push his luck right now. So I'm going to kind of stay back where. Yeah, anything around me that looks, that catches my eye, then by all means. But otherwise, I'll stay back here right a second.
Okay, very good. Go ahead and roll with your hearing bonus, and we'll see if something comes up. Okay. I honestly I don't have something for you immediately, but we'll just have the roll.
Okay.
That answers that question.
Ooh.
Takes care of that. So actually, as you're trying to use, so you get back over this other stuff happened, you activate your enhanced hearing, your sound editing, and you're trying to just kind of turn in your head one way and the other way, trying to see what you can pick up. And as you turn your head, if you're facing that way, it's okay. As soon as you turn your head to very far, like even pushing 45 degrees to the left, 45 degrees to the right, you start getting a static, high-pitched noises, like it's going like a tone generator going up and down in the frequencies, stuff like noises like that. And they're almost they are pretty much outside of normal hearing range. If you didn't have the cyberware, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that is what you're getting sitting at the bar.
Okay.
Okay. So we got that. Back to the table. You finish your sound, you're editing your video. Vasily, you're still standing up out the end of the table? You were looking for the dude you'd spotted earlier, and you can't find him now. It's like he just disappeared back into the crowd.
While I do recognize the guy, I don't really have much personal investment in wanting to speak to him. Plus, I just kind of want to chill for a bit after throwing people around. So I'm actually going to walk up next to Mirage, and I'm going to say, apologies if my action has caused you any distress.
Cool. So yeah, she sort of looks over at you and just says, no distress, not at all. I was curious why you suddenly got up, but yeah, no worries. There's nothing wrong.
Well, I got up because when the Netrunner started smoking, our friend, I believe his name was Icepick, he twitched, and I thought there was a link there. But we'll never find out, I suppose.
Oh, he did? I didn't notice. Yeah, then I guess there was a connection there, but Well, you say we'll never know. I'm guessing that the Netrunner, he's dead?
Now, I don't know if it was the cooking of his cybernetics that killed him, or the fact that he got dropped.
Probably the cooking of the cybernetic. If I had to
Maybe both.
put money
Certainly
on
doesn't
it.
help.
No, probably doesn't. You know, if that's happening, then you get dropped. Probably doesn't help.
Oh well. This hour is just going to turn back to the bar and not speak for a while. He'll probably order himself an apple juice.
The one of the other security guards that was dragging those guys outside when you were back there as you were coming back into the bar a few minutes ago, he now comes walking back into the bar. So at this point, just for everybody's reference, if it's important to anybody, you guys would have picked up there are at least 4 that apparently are acting as security in this place right now. And I'm going to call it about 15 minutes here. I'm going to have to go. Half past.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so one of those guys comes back in and he's kind of wandering around the bar now again.
Yeah. I'd just like to point
Um,
out it's rare that I feel small. Because, like Mirage, she's, I mean, body type 10 and
Right.
probably about 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2" maybe, probably about 6'1". So it's rare that she feels small, but right now she feels like a mouse.
Well, you're
in
sitting,
between,
yeah,
Mr. Body Type 16 and Mr. Fullborg Body Type 18.
right. Yep. Yep. Relatively speaking, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Gabriel, you may or may not find that interesting. Well, your client watch, keeping an eye out around the bar and stuff. You got this full 7.5 foot, 18 full Borg, standing but crouched down just a little bit so he can nonchalantly put his elbow on the bar. You got your 12 attractiveness, body 10, a female player there, or a female character there, and then the body 16 character there, male character. So
There's a lot of
th-
superhuman stuff going on this side
yes,
of the bar.
that might be that's an interesting thing all by itself. Just that sight.
And keep in mind, Vasily is also superhumanly ugly.
Yes. Oh, we hadn't mentioned that. We didn't mention that yet. Yes. What are you at, a 3?
Yeah, free.
Yes, we didn't mention that before. Vasily, the 16 body, is also at a 3 attractiveness. And he's now sitting next to the 12 attractiveness.
It's like a yin yang.
Place.
Yeah.
Hmm?
They look a little out of place, so yeah.
Yeah, the trio over here is almost like a train wreck. You just kind of look in one, you're paying attention. You have noticed periodically there's other patrons around here that just can't help but look from one to the other and back and back. And they really should look away because, it's that kind of a bar you can get in trouble, get yourself in some trouble for staring, but you can't help it.
Yeah, and imagine if it was this trio that got offended that you were staring. Oof.
Mm. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, it's like a
And
donkey show. It's the most revolting thing you've ever seen, but you can't look away.
you can't stop looking.
Hey, there is nothing revolting about me, all right?
This is true. Not probably. You are by at minimum 3 points and probably at least 4 points the most attractive person in the bar.
Yeah.
Am I the least attractive?
Probably. Well, let me see.
I don't know, there might be a couple of veterans in here that are...
Yeah, there's
Cut up.
probably...
Yeah, that
Yeah,
face
depends on how you
messes up
feel.
your attractiveness.
There are a couple of other obviously that's obviously, old ex-military types that one way or another have attractiveness. What's the old PC term? Challenged, attractiveness challenged.
Yeah.
Um, but so no, you are not the ugliest in the bar, but you're in the top three, so to speak. Bottom
My
three,
claim
depending on
to
how you want
fame.
to look at it. That's right. You're on the podium,
I like
okay? You're on the
I,
podium.
I, I, I like that Adam Smasher was called into this bar because they heard that somebody was like strong enough to give him a challenge in an arm wrestling match, and now he's not even paying attention to me. After I literally threw people around to prove my strength.
And I've actually had to have made a couple of rolls for him in here too, but well, shit. Now we finally get a okay. All right. I had periodically made a roll or two. You got to remember his empathy is kind of low.
I
Like
believe
Just
one.
in the book, his
kinda.
empathy stat is yeah, right.
Exactly. His empathy is mostly because is the chips that control his behavior most of the time. Um, I would take or I would play it as an NPC that the only thing that's keeping him from just going completely psycho and trying to kill everything in sight is every regular human at the very least in sight is that he's chipped and programmed not to.
So
That's
his
about it. That's
empathy
what keeps
is
him in check.
basically empathy. Is that what your CPU tells you to do in your behavior? Is that his
Yeah,
empathy basically?
his empathy is most definitely the Schwarzenegger in the first Terminator. When he's walking into a place going close, and they say no, and he says okay, takes them. Kills the guy, kills whoever, throws them around, takes their clothes. There's no empathy there.
Yeah.
You know,
Anyway,
yeah.
you rolled
It,
something for him and there was a reaction, so I don't know what that is.
yes. That'll be in just a moment. Yes. Give me a moment on
Fair
that.
enough.
We're gonna. Well, so I want to give everybody a chance to see if there's anything else going on. Um, so we've had that conversation. Gabriel, nothing, anything changing what you're doing at the moment? I'm gonna go around everybody. Hmm? Sorry.
No,
Don't know.
nothing's changed for me.
Okay, very good, man. Coming around, Stringer. Nothing else at the moment for you, or is there?
No, I
It's
do want to
okay.
give
It's
my
cool.
carjacker guy a call, see if there's any news on that AV.
Okay. How long ago was that you gave him the information? Was that just 2 days, more or less? 2 or 3?
I can't remember. It was the
It's the whole fight on top of the building collapsed, all that stuff.
yeah. Then I'm not sure what happened. Then we had the party. Then there's today.
Right.
I'm not sure what happened between the fight on the roof and the party in
Okay.
terms of.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to do the higher the better for what happened roll on that because it's, just what it is. We'll see what the reactions. Okay. That's pretty bad. You
Yeah.
call him. He answers. He says, as soon as you say who you call him, he answers. He goes, Stringer,
Yep.
I put about $5,000 into digging out that building, excavating. You know what I found underneath it all?
Well,
A caved in, destroyed, almost nothing salvageable AV.
yeah. So what about the one we delivered to you?
Oh, that one's cool. That one's great. And yeah, you were just giving that to me, right? Favor? Favor, that's it. I was going to owe you a favor for that, right?
I was after a cut on the.
Oh,
the value of it once you either sold it
Yeah,
or
all
broke it.
right. I knew that. I was just giving you a hassle. All right. Well,
Yeah.
and that I decided to put so much money into the other one probably isn't really your fault either. I just, thought I'd try. Um, yeah, I will give you. I'll send that over to you here in just a moment. What is? Okay. Give me a stringer. Give me a couple minutes, and I will get you. You'll get a text on the amount because I got to look something up to confirm on that. But he'll tell you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, we were able to clean it up. We've already. Um, we were able to sell it almost completely intact. It was too hot to hang around. It's actually in a container, headed somewhere else. Because with all the stuff going on around here, I didn't think it'd be a good idea to keep it in the city.
Yep.
But
Makes
yeah,
sense.
he says I'll get you your cut. I'll send you a text here in a bit with the amount, and you can tell me if you want to pick it up or if you want me to transfer it somewhere or whatever's cool.
Yep, we'll do.
All right, very good, man. Talk to you later. He hangs up. Ice pick. Well, actually, I'm going to double check with everybody that nothing's changed, and then Ice pick's going to finally come out of his thing. From the top down. Vasily, are you anything else you want to do at the moment? Or you're just still sitting there
Nah,
chatting up Mirage or trying to?
No, he doesn't find her attractive.
Oh, okay, that works. So you're just over there talking to her son, but not necessarily. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mirage, anything else you want to do at this moment?
No, probably not.
Okay. Just a moment. We're gonna have a reaction. Probably Smasher's gonna do something. Gabriel, anything else?
I'm good right now.
All right, sir. And Stringer, you just had your phone call.
Yep.
Okay. So actually, I'd rolled for Smasher first. Okay. Smasher kind of his head turns, he straightens up, stands up fully, and it is almost like he was somewhere else. And then all of a sudden he starts to move because you realize that he got a drink earlier, and he hasn't. He had his hand on it, and that's it. He hasn't taken a drink. He hasn't moved. Nothing has moved on him in a while. And suddenly he starts to turn. He stands all the way back up, kind of like he stretches as if he was going to pop his back or something. But of course he's a Bork, and he will walk over this way, and he just looks at you, Vasily, and one of the few times that you have to look up at somebody. Uh, he says, "So you want to wrestle or what?"
That is so matter of fact.
Okay, empathy. Yeah, right. Hmm.
It's always just gonna have a shit-eating grin, like the most irritating grin you can possibly imagine. Um, and he's going to say, "Well, if you believe I could be a potential challenge for you, why not?"
He just he looks at you for a few more seconds, and he like moves his head very slowly up and down once, all the way down, looking at you, all the way back up, almost like he's scanning you or something. And then he goes, "Let's do it." And he heads over to the table.
Fair enough.
There's not much. This guy's
Get
not much for conversation. Okay.
get on phone. Oh, he speaks in a surprisingly less robotic manner than I expected.
Yeah. No, he's got a vox. He can speak almost in any way he wants. And he sounded completely, as far as the quality and timbre and everything of his voice, he sounded pretty much completely normal.
Yeah, but I mean, saying things like "Come on, let's do it." That's more of a human thing to say.
Well,
Oh well.
okay, and
He's still semi-human.
maybe I didn't get the
Demeanor.
demeanor quite right. Picture again, we'll use him because it's a great example. Picture the early the maybe it was the second Terminator movie when he's first trying to repeat the slang that the kid's trying to teach him.
Okay.
Fuck you, asshole. Very flat, very whatever.
Hasn't
know,
quite got the intonation down.
yeah. That is kind of the. It's not like he was saying it in a has a feeling to it and a yeah, come on, let's do it. It's more of a it's more of a computer looking up the right phrase for the situation and
Let's do it.
playing it.
You sounded like an anime character saying like, "Come on, let's do it."
Hmm. Right. And then the character starts spinning and a whirlwind comes up and their clothes all change and their hair changes. No. And I am trying to look up. There it is right there. Excellent. Perfect. What am I looking for? Da, 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 da. Yeah, I'm just looking over the notes on Smasher real quick because basically, we're in the end we're going to do opposed athletics rolls.
Athletics.
Well, unless what would you say you'd like to roll for this? For
Well,
your
if it's
wrestling
arm
match?
wrestling, shouldn't it be strength feat?
Strength feat works. We'll do strength feat.
It's arm wrestling.
Yeah, no,
That's
no,
what we
you're
did
right.
last time. Arm.
Absolutely right. Yeah, no, you're right. You're good. Strength feat. That works. Which of course isn't on this list, but that makes no sense whatsoever.
But on the other hand, athletics would do things like shot putting as well, so you could do either.
Well, I'm gonna just go. I'm good with that. We'll go with strength feat. And what would be BTM on an 8? What did we figure, or did you figure your BTM is for 16 body? So like,
what body type modifier are you talking about for my attack or damage absorption?
The literally BTM, so for reducing damage.
That's 5.
5?
Yeah. Anything 11 or higher is 5.
Oh, okay. We'll call it that. All right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do for this roll, just because I think we're gonna do it this way. I like it, unless you guys have a good reason not to. We're gonna do
camera out. Quick phone call to channel 23. Let them know.
Yeah. Okay. So by the way, yes, I should do that as a. So everybody would notice, because you can't hardly not notice Adam Smasher walking around the place. He was at the bar for a while. He got up. He had a couple words with the guy sitting at the bar, and then the two of them, Smasher first, like he could care less if somebody followed him or not. They headed over the table. So yeah, pretty much everybody in the bar would notice that.
Yeah. I'll get on the phone to channel 23. Adam Smasher and this huge Russian guy are going to arm wrestle. Do you want it?
And they're like, well, I'm not sure that's a live thing, your contact over there says, but yeah. That would be an interesting, maybe for the sports update on the next hour or something. If nothing, depending on what happens. Yeah. Send it on over.
If you don't want it live, I'll film and edit, then send you over the edited version.
Oh, that works. Okay, that works. Yeah, unless something else unless it's more than just that, unless something happens, we'll definitely use it somewhere, but probably not live.
Yep.
I mean, Razor. There's a Razor Ball game on right now. Okay, so you got that. So they went over there. Gabriel, are you gonna stay at the bar, or do you want to do anything else?
I'm gonna just kind of meander over that way just to watch this
watch
match
the event. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch this. Oh yeah, so
okay.
am I.
So you guys can move your tokens as you wish. Stringer, you made your phone call. Are you gonna stay at the booth? You've got almost no visual. It's like almost everybody. Well, I say everybody. Let's see. It's going to be a minimum of 50%. Okay. No, it's not going to be everybody. I just said that. Like 90% of the patrons in the bar are now trying to cram into this area to watch the wrestling match. The band stops in the middle of a song. Okay. Yes, the band stops in the middle of the song, and they are all kind of getting over to the edge of the stage here, where they've got a little bit of a raised platform in there. Yeah, you don't want to be on the table, and are trying to get a view.
I want to be close, but it's either right up next to it, or one square away from the way the mechanics work.
Yeah, I was thinking you were the referee or something there.
You're good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always use the magic of the Alt key and move wherever you want.
They move over the top of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Alt.
So at this point, as almost everybody is getting up and heading over there, as that's happening, Ice Pick, Stringer, as you were getting up from leaving the table, Ice Pick is just kind of his eyes open, comes out of it, and he kind of stretches a little bit, and he's watching your back going over into the corner. You're like, what? Huh? What the hell's going on? And he's like, well, everybody else is going over there. So he heads that way.
Yep.
And at this point, everybody else is over here already. And since everybody's over here, anybody who's interested can if you guys care, you can roll another awareness notice, see if you spot
The car.
the car.
Why is there a car in here?
Because it's the token I picked for a character named, well, no, Stringer, you still don't see him.
No.
No, that's it's a character. It's an NPC whose name is Bullet, who is sculpted a bit to look like the actor, and yeah, so we used the Bullet car, the Mustang, as his token. Okay, so Stringer, you don't see him over there. He's doing a good job of blending into the crowd.
Yep.
Everybody's over there, so we're gonna roll this. And we're going to make this, depending on what the rolls are, we're probably going to make this really interesting. It's going to be multiple rolls. And let me see here.
Let's hope stamina doesn't
Actually,
become a factor.
I say that it's after 1/2 already. So everybody is over here. You guys are getting lined up. One of the employees will come over and say to each of you, do you guys want a referee? And he will look at Vasily.
Well, what rules are we to break? As long as no fights break out, I don't see why we need a referee.
Just to see who starts and if there's any question of who won or if there's something happens. That's all. It's up to you guys. I just thought I'd offer. I run the
All
matches
right.
here. We periodically have matches and stuff here, and I run them. That's all.
Vasily will nod and say, might as well have a referee.
All right. Let's see what Smasher thinks of this. He doesn't take his eyes off Vasily. He says, agreed.
Pure neutrality. Oh well.
Yes. So you guys get your arms together. The ref puts his hand to get, which his hand, he is pure cyber. He is completely metal over meat. There is no fake covering over his hand to give the impression of a real hand or anything. It has joints and muscles in places that a human hand never could. But you get the best, as close as you can to a regular grip on each other, getting ready to wrestle. The dude's got his hand over your hands, getting ready to start you off. And we'll have to make the rolls on that next time because I got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, tension.
Oh.
Cliffhanger.
So that's where we are on that. We're getting ready for the wrestling match. Everybody's pretty much where they can see or try to see. Most of the bar has either squeezed into here or is hanging out here trying to watch this match. So yeah, I'll have to think about that if anything else happens in the bar while
On the
everybody's
plus side, though,
distracted. Yes.
On the plus side, that means I have my luck points to spend on the strength feat.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Boy, that worked out well for you, didn't it?
Yeah, very well.
Yep, that works. Okay. So we had a little bit of combat there. Gabriel, you're pretty much well introduced, and of course the other people haven't said yes, we'll accept you, so to speak, yet. But and
I feel bad because I feel like I stole a lot of that session.
Well, you know, it's the way it goes sometimes. Everybody on the long run, everybody has a session that they end up stealing. You know, whether you intend to or not.
Yeah, it's all
And I
right.
just
We'll get to a session that involves being sneaky, and I'll monopolize it.
Yep. And I try really hard to not make it me, but sometimes since I'm describing stuff and so on, that happens. Um, yeah. So that's good on that. That's everything on that. Anybody have anything they want to cover before we cut out for this one? Or mention or say or do or whatever. That's what I had to
No,
say. Right there. Go ahead.
I made the call about the AV, and
Right.
tomorrow, well, next session, I might call the gun guy, see if he's got in the ammo that I ordered. Seeing as I'm here. I ordered some stuff for the Boomer Buster and the Malorian. And a couple of other bits and pieces.
What is
Yeah.
this
Okay.
ammo you speak of? Why not just throw people?
Yeah. He said it was going to take 2 or 3 days, so
Okay.
Yeah, I have
Maybe.
a bunch of stuff I
Uh,
need to buy.
Remind me, and well, we're gonna do this during the next. We're gonna have this happen. You guys have already sent the information off to InfoComp, so it's gonna be kind of exciting. But you've got a Netrunner right here, so if you guys want to spend some time next time, after we do the wrestling match, you can through the Netrunner you can order some stuff and have it delivered or something like that if you guys want to. If you don't want to actually have to go shopping and all that crap.
Oh, a bunch of my stuff involves. Well, it doesn't involve surgery because all of it is negligible surgery, but
Stuff you want to go
Yeah.
have done, huh? Okay.
Yep.
So you won't be able to
look,
do that
I need
right
to
away
be
then.
superhumanly
Probably.
attractive 24/7. All right.
I feel like Vasily might go with her, to be honest, because he doesn't want to be a hideous, disgusting creature.
Yeah, you got
Really?
the money, you can do almost anything. What's up?
I said, really?
I mean, he wants to be jacked, but he doesn't want to be hideous in the process.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. Gabriel, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're good for next week. We'll see you then.
I'll be here.
All right. And anything else we can cover in Discord in between? And see you guys next week.
Take care.
Yeah.
Have a good
Thank
week.
you. Thank you, everybody.
See you next
See you then.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
I genuinely do feel bad. I felt like I stole a lot of that set.